and toy daddies, TPC and toy daddies.
Welcome to the Toy Pick Community Top 10, brought to you by the Toy Daddies.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the TPC Top 10. It's Wednesday, my boys.
My
With
dudes.
me is my boys. I don't want to copy anyone's style. What's up? With me as always, my name is Toy Father. With me as always, we got No Chewing.
No chewing. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Fighting off a cold. Happy to be here.
Oh, well, you look fine to me. Who's down there?
Well, yes, you gentlemen are looking handsome as ever, and it is Yimbo Reviews Everything. Hi, everybody. And yeah, this is another Wednesday night, and I'm super fired up, and I'm just excited. So cool.
Well, guys, we have a big show today, right?
I know.
We do. It's a good night.
It is a good night. So this past weekend, or actually last week, I got a big order in the mail. It had 3 orders, actually 1 for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do an unboxing of it, and it was our 78 points of articulation Mirage Shitty diorama. I was super excited. I was so excited that I didn't even know which one was up, which one was down, which one was the right way. And I didn't even know exactly how to set it up, but I finally figured it out. And I will tell you, No Chewing, you popped in. The details on this diorama is incredible. Am I right?
It looked incredible. And honestly, that it took you a little while to figure out. It's just a testament to the versatility and options you can play around with this diorama.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. There's no one correct way to set it up, right? Well, actually, yes, there is, but
There's no one correct way to play. You play how you want, man.
yeah, I mean, you can play an upside down world if you want, right?
Yeah, I'm going to. That will be one of the first pictures I take. Upside down Mirage City.
There we go.
Now, Yumbo, I know you have to wait. I would be happy if you lived like an hour away, like No Chewing does. I would drop it off.
I know.
No Chewing and I are setting something up this Saturday, and he's going to get his this weekend.
It's okay. We have future. Look, we know that we have Legion's Con coming up.
44 days away.
And I love that we have a countdown officially. And I am chomping at the bit. But the good news is, like I said, I get to enjoy you guys first, having it. So just so everybody knows, just in case they didn't know, you went live, Toy Father. That was on Monday that was a Toy and Tell for the unboxing. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure, because that was a really great. I went back and checked it out. I was very jealous I couldn't hop in with you, but work. but dude, it looks so good. And I can wait because I'm like, it's gonna come and I'm gonna love it. So yeah, I'm just good. And I get to, I'm living vicariously through you guys, specifically you, Chris.
Well, I was just saying that, I set it up in a spot where I usually shoot my photos, which I haven't done in a long time, but shoot my photos. And it's like, we had talked about how this is a work of art. And I will tell you, every time I go up those stairs, I look to my right and I just stare at it for like 2 minutes because it is a work of art. The details are incredible. And the paint job is so good that there are so many intricate details on that I wouldn't even have thought of. I wouldn't say I'm a good artist, but in a way of building something like that, there are things that I would have not thought of.
Well, the cool thing for people tonight is that we're going to get to ask these questions and find out some answers. So people in the chat, as always, we encourage you to please submit things as they come up. Let us know, because we will obviously ask our guests tonight, which, you guys, I don't want to keep stepping on toes.
No, do it.
All good.
Well, what do we want to do? Do you want to bring in our very, very, very special guest, or do you want to say hi to the chat first, or do you want to do it with our special guest, who's also here, typically with us in the chat every week?
I say we do it with our special guest.
Hell yeah.
Great.
All right.
Bring 'em in.
And as we've talked about it, we cannot wait to talk to 78 points of articulation. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
Morning, evening for you guys. I'm not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I'm like no chewing. I think I'm fighting a flu, maybe. I don't
Oh
know.
no.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fighting whatever my kids brought home from school.
That's what I was just gonna say, man.
You don't think it's the flu?
It's
Two
definitely not
kids.
the thing, but
Yeah.
lingering like I'm not the young man I perceive to be.
It's been a tough week over in Jersey. I don't know where you guys, but allergies have been crazy for people. We have we went from summer to just about winter in what felt like the span of 5 days. We had 4 straight days of rain, and now it's winter. It's awful.
Well,
That's true.
no, I mean it's nice autumn weather. I dig the autumn weather. I'm
I
not
like
in
the autumn
Jersey,
weather.
but
It was-
here it's been cooler.
Today was chilly, but then it warmed up. But it was just that feeling of hot, so hot to cold. What are we doing?
Yeah,
That
Well-
emotion when you can't wear shorts anymore. It's a lot to take in.
sure. But putting on that sweatshirt is nice, Yimbo.
Oh yeah. Oh, so this is not official merch. It was wife made merch. But yeah, I finally get to wear my Yimbo sweatshirt.
It could be future merch
It could
on
be.
our Toy Daddy's Teespring that we haven't done.
Yeah, that's right. One day.
One day. I'm sorry that you guys are battling some colds. I feel you. I'm actually battling something myself. Pink eye.
Oh no.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, for real. Actually,
Oh,
pretty good right now.
no.
I got the drops yesterday.
No
Okay.
wonder you were a little grumpy. I'd be
Yeah.
grumpy too. That is the ultimate kid disease. That
was the worst.
kid ailment that comes home.
It was the worst.
Wash. I'm just never mind. I'm stopping
Say it.
my joke. No, I'm just gonna be
Say
like, you could wash your hands, toy father.
I wash my hands every single second.
Remember,
We talked about this. It's
you
like
got,
I
you
know,
got
I
sing
know.
yourself
That's why-
happy birthday. Don't forget to wash the thumbs.
Right.
that
do
friend
the
who comes
clasp.
over. That friend who comes over, eats the greasy pizza, and then expects to play your PlayStation without washing
Right.
his hands. That's not
No,
me.
you got it. No, I know. That's why it was funny to me because it's the furthest from the truth.
Wash that hands. Wash that
Oh
hands.
man.
Like No Chewing said, happy birthday.
Yep.
Singing happy birthday. 78 points. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
And
Happy to be here, guys.
And for those of you in the chat, please, if you have any questions for 78 points, pop them in here. We're going to talk about his work. We're going to talk about some of the photos that he's going to share with us about that people have bought his work and showing off. And really, this is just a treat for us because we've been big fans of you from really a long time now.
A long time. It's been a long time. I know that oh God, your work is just it's interesting because not to get into the pre-stuff, but the pre-show, but it's just fascinating that your numbers of what you've seen visually. And I know we're gonna get into and touch on all that, but how many people own your work, but then how many are using it for Instagram purposes,
Sure.
so interesting. But God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that was a surprise. But like I mentioned to you guys, because of this, you guys kind of all right, got me off my ass, and I went through the 100 plus 140 customers or whatever, going through everyone, trying to find the photos. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
No Chewing said when he gave you that assignment, I was like, yeah, just pick up 5 photos, 6 photos, and then we'll be all set. And then he's like, look what I did, and I was like, oh my God.
So I was sending
so
updates. I
thorough.
found 70. I found 100. I found 200. I found 300.
I've sorted them in my Google Drive. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, so just so everyone knows, this is for those of you that have hang out with us each Wednesday, you've heard this idea bounced around, and again, we're so honored that 78 was our first diorama maker to submit nominations to the Toy Pick community for for different features. We're going to see some winners this week because we do have a top 10 that we'll also be going through at the second half of the show. But yeah, so 78, this has been a two full years of being an official diorama maker. So great, this is the 2-year retrospective.
Yeah,
Fast
I didn't
too.
realize that either till you guys, when we didn't know. You guys
Yeah.
oh, come on, end of the month, and I was like, all right, I'll collect the photos from the first dioramas and things like that, put it together. I was like, wait a minute, this was October 2021.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
So that's when it was like kind of being delivered. Like October, November was the delivery. So it's
God.
literally 2 years. I was like, oh, this is perfect timing.
Yeah.
That's incredible to think about because I'm familiar with a lot of your dioramas, and it feels like the amount that has come out, and the different ones that you've put out there, it feels like it could be like 4 or 5 years worth of dioramas that have been created, different styles, and it's just incredible.
That's part of the thing, because like I mean, I've been doing toy photography for what 3+ years now, like streaming for 2+. Like it feels long, but in short, I don't know. Like again, it feels like you've been at it. I would have assumed for 10 years, like making dios 10, 15 years. Like
Well, yeah.
I mean, you
As
might
an
be. I mean,
architect,
this
we've been
gets into it,
model
right?
making- I've been model making my whole life.
Yeah,
And that's where we go. Yeah.
1-to-1 scales for a very long time.
Oh, but no, like even like university, it's like you have your design, you have to make the model. That's part of the
Right.
brief, That's part of your project submission. So from the 90s, I was making scale models.
Sure.
So I got all the tools. That's the thing. Like I got all the tools,
Yeah.
What is the like natural scale for like a large building?
So it depends on the size of the building.
Okay.
So if you're doing like a residence, they might ask for 1 in 50.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can kind of carry it around. You start getting to bigger buildings, and it might scale down to 1 in 100, things like that. So yeah, and then if it's like a master plan, you're doing, one building's like a monopoly house,
Got it.
Yeah, but you do master plans and things like that, you're outsourcing that because that's like another scale. We had like behind me, we had a master plan once of the downtown Jakarta, where the stadium is, and we're doing a hotel mixed use, and they wanted the entire like the whole area. It's kind of like a central park. The model like fit this office, like the whole floor. It couldn't go on a table, and we're working it on the floor and stuff like that. Yeah. Wow.
When I was
we had sticks. We had literally sticks. We had with clamps on the end, like these, those what are those kids' toys? The claw. Remember that?
Oh
thing?
Yeah.
Homemade ones of those.
Yeah.
And you'd glue the bottom of the building, and you'd have to go across and drop it on.
That's pretty
hire
cool.
A truck to deliver that one. Yeah. All right.
When I was in college, we did I think it was 175, 150 scale. I don't know. But it was an Asian garden class, and the final project was to pitch an Asian garden in the space that we was designated for us. We ended up winning. There were like 6 of us, and I thought we did a good job with our scale. Little did I know that it was a kind of a intro dive into diorama making 20 years later. So not that I remember any of that, but
and see, I can't make dies. This is why I have to buy them from guys like you, 78, Lone Wolf. I've had people that I really guess, but
I do that as well. Like I buy diodes from dudes all the time. All the time.
Man,
because it's like yes, I can make things, but it's always nice to see other people's work, see their inspiration, and I also learn from other people. Like, oh, they use that, like the silly thing of the straw for a pipe,
right?
Yeah.
See, my dio making skills stopped at shadow boxes, but I love shadow boxes. Remember
really,
way back, right?
Shadow box,
I love shadow boxes.
Those are really good, Yimbo.
Man, I made one for the Hardy Boys, like a train mystery. So good.
Sorry, I thought you made a shadow box for like wrestlers, like really Hardy Boys. Is it like? Do you have the ropes on a ladder?
I get it now.
I haven't heard of the Hardy Boys in a long time.
This is a boomer joke.
I didn't know they were still around.
Levels. We just covered all of our childhood and teenage years with that joke. Proud of all of us.
Childhood. Yeah, I don't know about teenage. Childhood, definitely. I remember that at my school. Oh god.
Well,
that's very American, like Hardy Boys. When I moved to Australia, that nobody knew what I was talking about.
Like wrestling or
Hardy Boys. Oh, I'm
Okay.
talking.
No, the
You're
book
talking
series.
about
You're
the
going
Hardy Boys
back.
wrestling.
Oh, Hardy
I-
Boys.
no, no,
the Hardy Boys books.
That's what I was talking about.
Got
It's
it.
it's a
got
Hardy
it.
Boys with an
But then
S, not a
that's
Z.
what
Oh shit! You're right.
Is Hardy Boys with
that
the Z?
joke? I'm
I
telling you,
think
that
so.
joke.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That joke transcends elementary
Oh my
school and high
God.
school for
Yeah,
all
yes,
of
it
us.
does.
That's what I'm
Alright, there
saying.
you go.
Hardy Boys. Got it. Damn.
We just lost every watcher.
Yeah, I think our viewership has dropped a little bit.
You're like, you guys are old. What are you talking
No, I know the demographic we speak to. We're fine.
Yeah,
We're perfectly
yeah.
fine. They all think about Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian right now.
Those TLC matches are some of my favorite.
Hardy Boys. Oh my god, now I get your whole joke. All right.
It's an onion.
There's so many layers.
Deep and
You're right.
meaningful.
So many layers. Let's move to the chat. The chat is the best part of the TPC. We love everyone who just participates, cracks jokes, and by far every single time it's cracked me up the most. So M McKinney hold on. M McKinney, what's up, buddy? 88 figs. Cal the Collector. 78 points. welcome, Boomer. Retro Storm 15, how you doing, buddy? Tory Mirth, what's going on? AI Collectibles. Thanks for joining us. Hidden Missed Images. Clintastic 4 joined us on Toy Talk / Movie Talk series on Monday, and we talked Death Becomes Her. And I will tell you, Clintastic 4 has an incredible wealth of movie trivia knowledge in his head. It's like immense.
Yeah.
So much so that we're inviting him back for our next movie.
Awesome.
Oh my god, what's the next movie? I didn't get to the end of the episode.
It's Danny's pick. It's Toy Addict 17's. It's not horror.
Okay.
It's Revenge of the Nerds.
Nice.
Oh, okay. I'll watch that.
The original.
Original
Dang.
Revenge of the
Yeah,
Nerds,
that's-
which
You know
I have
what?
not seen in a very long
No
time.
I haven't
reboot would
I
be
haven't seen that in
accepted.
a long time.
It's been half of my life, I would think. It's been 15, 20 years since I've seen that movie. But yeah,
Oh,
I'd be
yeah?
I have
down.
no
Watch
idea
it.
how that thing's held up.
Yeah.
Invite you on.
All right.
Unworthy Collector, another participant in the movie talk series. Man, he also has a wealth of knowledge. He always surprises me with some of the fun facts that he has too. Dark Side
EMT.
EMT.
Dark Side EMT. 1-6 shooter, Sir Trevor. How you doing, buddy? This is a question, I believe, for 78 points.
That's funny. That's a good question.
Lone Wolf Labs,
Just
how you
for the
doing?
dials- when
That's right.
dial
I'm
making
gonna
can become
move
the full
the whole
time, right?
family, Everyone.
Yeah.
Just for that, for my.
And
guy.
he's just messing with it. He loves his data. Lone Wolf Fellow Lone Wolf
Yeah.
Fellow
Yeah.
diorama maker,
creator,
another talented diorama maker out there. as
I'm,
well.
I'm all up in his Instagram.
Wait, was he really? You were at WrestleMania 1 and you were 14? Yikes.
Dang. I don't even know what year WrestleMania 1 was.
Yeah, when was WrestleMania 1? Hey, Hardy Boys, watching on my TV but checking out it on my phone. Thunder House Design, good to see you. Thanks. It's because I don't talk like I'm educated, but I am. That's not true. Unworthy. That's not true whatsoever.
Oh, guys, too funny.
1985. Wow, Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
I felt like it was gonna be earlier than that, but wow.
Yeah, I thought so. Right. I thought it was gonna be early 80s, not the mid. Yeah.
Still 14 at 85. I was 4. Sorry.
Oh, 7.
7. All right.
Yeah. But I guess the wrestlers that were in WrestleMania were already famous before WrestleMania. So as a little, as a young kid,
True,
you know,
true.
those things kind of blurred when the events happened.
Right.
It wasn't like a launch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we already
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
who Hulk Hogan was, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just enough for at that time. It was a big event for Hulk Hogan rather than WrestleMania becoming the event. You know?
Is 85 your baby year? No chewing?
No.
Okay. Just wondering.
My baby year. Who refers to it as that?
Oh, I was 7. I was at WrestleMania in 86. Whoa, Tornworth. Wow.
He doesn't say how old he was, though.
Yeah, I know. Were you in the womb? Were you
I
conceived?
know. I was
What?
in my mom's womb. I was like, okay. All right.
Raphael Key, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Really.
Yeah.
Is that
Thanks
his
for the
real
chat.
hair?
I don't know. That'd be impressive. All right. Well, hey, we always start with what's making you happy right now. I think we're going to do kind of like what's making you happy and then dive into some of the work of 78 points of articulation. What's making us happy right now?
Well, I'll start since I'll get going first. What's making me happy, obviously, is that we are here. I know I say it every week, but it's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's fun. We're all hanging out together, and we have 78 points. Getting to pick his brain. I also in the toy realm, I came home. It was the first time since like the dark times that I came home to just boxes of toys at my front door, where I went, oh my god, so many toys. But it turns out it wasn't. It was just the packaging. But I did get new stuff, so I'm super pumped. Like I got my Deadpool Bob 2-pack.
Oh, nice.
I got my Red Death already. I took a Chewy suggestion and paid the extra
that was
13 cents and got it today.
Wow.
I did
Totally
that
worth
FedEx.
it.
Yeah.
It's like no money to be like.
It was
you want
nothing.
it-
I was
you
like,
want
oh my
6
god,
days
he's
or
right.
3?
It was literal change. I'm like, yes, I can do this. So I'm super
I must
pumped.
have not done that. I didn't even realize that.
And that's your fault because Chewy was all over us saying,
That's
hey,
right.
dummies, it
Couldn't
was
believe
13 cents.
I'm pretty
Can't
sure
believe
that
it.
was my phrase. Hey, dummies.
I'm almost positive.
It was last year. I had fever. Leave me alone.
But for real, like what's making me happy again, 78 being here tonight. This is so exciting. Again, keep thinking of these questions. Like we're gonna start going through and like obviously the three of us will have questions popping up, but this is your chance. I mean, like 78's around, you can still talk to him, but it's always fun.
He does have a podcast on
I know, that's what I mean. Like we're gonna get you're around.
He is around, but but point, yeah. If you have questions in the chat, please type them in. We'll love to, read them out. For myself, what's making me happy? I went to Comically Speaking over the weekend, and I came back with this SH Leonardo.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Now
Yeah,
you
it's the
want
guy with
all
the-
of them.
Now I want all of them, but it won't come at the deal I got this guy.
Doesn't matter. Do it.
I started chatting up the guy, and he sold it to me for $50.
Nice. What was it posted for?
I think it was like 65, but
Nice. Hey,
That's
you know,
still
any
okay.
any
online
discount
it's like
awesome.
hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it come
Well-
with a box and all that?
Yeah, the box is banged up though. I think that's
Did it
why
had
it
all
was
the bits?
marked down. Yeah, all of it worked.
Wow.
He let me open it up before I bought it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
There you go. That's the good thing about buying in person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Respect
and he
the
was super
product.
nice about it.
Yeah,
He
I
was
got
just
a
talking
G.I.
about all the
Joe
toys.
the other day. That was it rained here for the first time in 3 months. It was a big monsoon rain,
Ooh.
and the package got wet on delivery, and like the cardboard when it gets wet, it kind of just like peels, like
Mhm.
dissolves. So I opened the outside. They bubble wrapped it, but it was all wet on inside. It just peeled. The whole box just peeled. I think.
What
All right.
what was it?
Eel.
Oh,
G.I. Joe classified
Oh.
Cobra Eel. So he was all right. He's got his wetsuit on.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun.
That's
Like,
good.
of all the characters, of all the figures.
Right.
Like, okay. All right. I get it.
70 points. What's making you happy?
Well, being here and being able to celebrate 2 years of doing this, man, this is wild. I started doing this, never thought it would become something like this. I'm sure a lot of the dudes out there who do dioramas also feel that same way. yeah, it's amazing, and so thanks to you guys for kind of sparking this and making me do a little bit of homework, and yeah, it makes me happy. Yeah, so I'm
That's
happy to
awesome.
celebrate that with you guys and go through it and answer questions or
I
start
already
beef.
have. I'm just. I'm already. Things are percolating.
We are really happy that you're here too, and what's making me happy right now is that
And that-
I was a little. I definitely was not feeling great just emotionally before I came in here. I was a little grumpy, all that. But now that we've gotten started, it's really great just to hang out with all of you, and it reminds me of why we do this every Wednesday, why I hang out with you, Yimbo, No Chewing, and so happy to have you here too, 78 points. But you guys are true friends that I really do just love to hang out every Wednesday with. So thank you guys. Making me happy.
Man. Yay! Well, good
Well, let's
stuff.
dive into the 2-year journey of 78 points of articulation, right?
So
go.
while
All right.
while you cue that up, 70, I want to ask you. So, how many unique dioramas have you crafted and designed? How many were all together?
So as a brand, we have delivered 11. 12. 11.
Ooh, wow.
11. We've delivered 11.
11 in
Wow.
2
12th one.
years.
Yeah, the 12th one was the Doc Knock lair,
Okay.
and that's in production now. We're doing that now, and I got a slight update for the guys. So on the back wall, I'm gonna add a removable.
Oh,
that's cool.
Nice.
So it's just a bit more variety. So
Yeah.
another
Options, man.
accessory piece.
Magnets.
Still
How do
the
they
mystery item, just to be transparent, the mystery item on that last one is the reason why it's a mystery item is because it's not finished. I went to print it and the print failed. I was like, crap. All right.
That Doc Nocturnal. If I had a Doc Knock, that would be also like I mean, it looks great. It doesn't have to be the Doc Nocturnal layer. Obviously, it's just a spectacular piece.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Snubble-
even Mythic would work perfect for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I deliberately made the portal, the archway, tall enough so you can get the mythic ogre scale guy in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It was
wow.
like the mythic legions, like the ogre guys. I don't know. They're the ones that really they get me going, man.
Yeah.
You hold those big chunky guys. Wow, you're just like, yo, this is another level, right?
Yeah.
And they're so big. They just like a lot of dioramas and accessories don't go that height.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're taking photos, you got to do these strategic things of, it's cropping or there's not enough on the top there. So I was like,
Yeah.
archway is big enough so you can go through.
That's amazing.
So that's different from the original inspiration from the SDCC 5 points. I believe it's going to be a playset from Mezco, but they had that on display.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so neat. I really like that additional top part too. If I'm right, I'm thinking of
Yep, that's right. There's two little peaks, the peaks. And the reason why they're additional is so that you can take them off and stick the whole thing into a detolf, like no chains background.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the interesting things is that the majority of customers, supporters, I like to call them, they don't use it for toy photography. It's a display item.
Mm-hmm.
So they're that was a big thing, like, make it fit into a detolf because it's the most commonly used display cabinet, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
It was so nice hearing that right before we came on, because that's again something that, as we were talking about the Mirage Turtles and your Mirage set for the whole production run and us just being all excited about it, it's really neat that that is the case. Like we were saying, oh my god, this could just be a display, and then it's true. The majority, it sounds like the majority of people do. That's what it's for. It's awesome. I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Again, just a testament to your work, and again, very jealous that Chris gets to see it.
Yeah, me too.
That's right. You don't have any of the chewing.
I don't
shout
either.
out to Toy Father.
You're in the same
teased him and all
state.
that. I teased them, but it was really cool because it was a real, true, genuine live unboxing. So there was like the happiness, the confusion, the satisfaction putting it together. What is this?
I'm like, how do you keep them? How do you keep the walls together? And then No Chewing's like, the Velcro. I was like, yeah, but the Velcro don't line it up. I was like, that's what this thing is.
You're not the first person who did. Well, you understand what Velcro is. I've literally had some nameless people send a photo of that Velcro strip. Go, what's this for? They don't know what
How would they
Velcro is.
keep
I thought
the
Velcro was a
dio
universal.
together then?
I know they were balancing it.
Or
I
maybe
thought
it's the
Velcro was an
detail.
international thing, you know. Nope. Maybe it's been replaced with more high tech.
They learned to tie their shoes at a young age.
That was the shit.
Yeah.
Right? That guy's got Velcro sneakers. He doesn't have to do laces. Oh my god.
I would do it now. I mean, that's why I buy like Adidas Boost shoes so that I can just slide on.
You slide on those
You
shoes.
have Velcro shoes. Don't be ashamed. It's fine.
Boost is still just sneakers. At least he didn't say Crocs.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
Crocs,
All right. Yeah, man.
not bad. Crocs are a home shoe. You don't go out with them.
right.
They're for chefs and nurses. You're a chef or a nurse, you can have some Crocs, but after that,
Chef. Okay.
Sorry, Father. When the 3 boxes arrived in front of your door, did your wife see them?
Yes, she did.
Did she give you like a really good glare of being like,
Actually,
what did you do?
Well,
What did you do, man?
okay. So here was the topic, right? I brought it in, and then she says, "Whoa, what's all the like international postmarks on that?" And I was like, "Oh, all right." So I know it's a large box, but there are 3 different dioramas in there. One's for me, one's for No Chewing, one's for Yimbo. And she's like, "Oh, that's really cool. Where did it come from?" I was like, "Indonesia." And she's like, "How much was shipping?" And I was like, "What's for dinner? What are we doing tonight? Are we going out?"
Did you get a haircut? You look
Shipping
lovely.
Wow.
You're like,
Do
don't worry.
you want me to
this is-
help?
This is why one of them, will eventually make its way down to Jersey.
We went
Jimbo took
splitsies.
care of
We
it,
went,
right?
we
Jimbo
went
took care of
splitsies.
it.
It was fine.
It was.
I was trying to, when my nephew was out here, I was like, hey, you know what? You want to do some international traveling? Just come here for a day,
Right.
and then I'll just instead of having a suitcase, you just take a big box with all these dials in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
And I'll give you some
his father was
stamps.
like, yeah, I don't think you can get through customs. What's he gonna do? I'm like, oh yeah, that's a point.
So,
These
so
are just
I,
1/12 scale city dioramas. It's they're not worth much. We're okay.
Yeah, if you in the past, I've done it because visiting family in the States during Christmas, that was okay. I just said it was Christmas presents.
Oh.
And they're just like, yeah, whatever, go through. But the one that was I didn't realize was the clock tower on the rooftop diorama. The clock face has 2, the hour and the minute hand, and I made them out of metal so that the character can hold them. And of course, when you X-ray that, it looks like an Acme bomb, like the classic dynamite timer.
Oh.
Yeah, and so DHL was ripping that box up.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, inspected and big stickers. And so a couple of guys were like, yo, look at this. They took a photo of the box and had all these inspected by Homeland Security.
oh my god.
Oh my
What?
God.
Why? I didn't understand, right? It was the first time. And
Yeah.
then someone goes, yo, it's the clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
thought-
pretty funny. They
Yeah.
thought Indonesia's sending these old school
Yeah.
cards.
Like, oh my
"Yo,
gosh.
we're not that far behind, guys.
Did you see those
Take
Warner
it as a
Brothers?
ticket."
Did you see those Warner Brothers
Right.
cartoons?
Oh
This is
my
a
God.
bomb.
Acme Labs, right?
Yeah, Acme. That's what I was about to say. They have a big Acme logo on it. Oh my god.
It's all right. Homeland also has interns too. I'm sure they're the ones checking these boxes. Be like,
But the funny thing is, it wasn't every box as well.
oh,
Right.
Mm.
Now we're
Oh,
all the
what?
diodes.
The East Coast. The East Coast got that,
Okay.
which I understand. Yeah.
Was anything damaged that when guys told you about
No,
the
they
inspections?
were-
Okay, good.
yeah.
All right.
As
That's
far as
awesome.
I know, no, nobody. Yeah, knock on wood.
By the way, all right. So Chris, here's what, because this is our first, collectively or for the 3 of us, this is our first 78 points of articulation diorama.
Yes, it is.
So
Sir.
with this particular one, and Chris, I don't know if you have it handy, but the box, the actual, because it's not just when you buy something from you, it's not just you have a whole presentation with this.
Mhm.
Is that a
extent.
consistent thing? Or has
Yeah.
that been okay?
Yeah. So I So I'm half Japanese. Growing up in Japan, packaging is a big part of the culture and the experience of opening something and, seeing things. So I do the thank you note, and there's a sticker in there. Now there's more stickers because I got the artwork done, and I usually add a gift. So the bonus in the Mirage City one was the fire hydrant.
Oh,
so everyone got a fire hydrant that they didn't know about. Nice. But most people didn't even realize it was a gift because they're kind of like it's just overwhelming because there's so much stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest.
Like
when
Chris was
on,
what is this? Oh, there's a pipe. There's a pipe here. What are these little, the chimney stacks on top?
Yeah, the chimney
stacks.
You were
trying to plug it into the light pole. I was
yeah. I was like, that could work.
It's like, yeah. It was a very entertaining live unboxing for me and my wife.
he was, you were just tapping into the childlike play.
I was taken back in terms of just like what Yimbo was saying, the presentation in terms of like the layers you had to open. You're like, oh my God, here's the piece of paper that tells you exactly what's in here. I'm reading through it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm live. And I like, what am I doing here? And so then I'm opening it up and it's like Christmas all over again. Like, you're like, all right, this is cool. This is cool. Wow. I'm going to remove myself and then come back on and then do like kind of a mini tour of the dial while you guys talk.
Yeah, go
do it. That sounds good. Yeah.
But yeah, when I was watching Chris unbox it and he's like, oh, look at this pipe. Oh, look at this, the stairs. I'm just like looking, I'm like, I honestly don't remember what we bought. I was just like, I said yes because I thought it looked amazing, but I read none of the detail. And I was like, what it came with? I was like, this looks awesome. Let's go for it, guys. So all of it was a surprise.
I think they're Be Weird understood it was a bonus hydrant. There we go. Thanks, man.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah.
KJ had freaking Velcro jeans. Velcro on his jeans fly. I don't know if we can hang out anymore, man.
Velcro fly. All right. Because kind of hard to be.
That would get me nervous, man.
Yeah, just from you're audibly telling everyone around you.
Isn't that how some tear off stuff works?
One side's soft, one side isn't. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So
so the other thing about the shipping in the box, so like the way DHL works and international shipping works is a volume calculation, volumetric, and it's a weird magical formula. Like it makes no sense. It's like you length, width, height, divide by 5,000. What's this 5,000? Where did that come from? And you get a number, and that's your kilos, and there's a chart. And so there's jumps. When you get over a certain size, it like jumps to the next kind of like bracket of pricing. So this is, if you calculate it, and I'm a little sneaky, I shave off half an inch here and there in my calculations, it hits just under 3. So if I go a bit over for one diorama, it'll get really expensive. So it's kind of like, okay, that's the box, and then what we can fit in there is what we do.
Oh, nice.
And all the layering and all that. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I should add Chris or not, but he was looking at the camera. So I assume he wanted me to add him.
Oh, Blaze is in the house.
Oh, yep. Call me Blaze. That's his alter ego.
Laser Blaze.
Oh, there's that fire hydrant. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing. So 78.
The fire hydrant's 3D printed. The trash can there is 3D printed. The lid comes off. The manhole cover is 3D printed. The light pole is 3D printed with a light in it. The diorama itself is mainly a foam with little bits of wood and the windows are in acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah. And the paints are all acrylic.
Is this printed too? The ladder printed?
The ladder is not. The balconies and the ladders are handmade. Yeah, little bits of metal wire and cardboard, like thick cardboard.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, the doorknobs are pinheads. The pizza's printed. The pizza took a while. Man, that was a frustration. Yeah, that was a frustration. The pizza, we designed the pizza. I designed it, printed it out. It looked good, but because we're doing mass production, so what we do is we do a mold. We do a recast of the print. Okay. And when you do recast, you have to make sure all your details are a bit deeper. Otherwise, it gets too soft when you do the molding, right? So live and learn. all the pizzas didn't have toppings. I was like, huh?
It's the
So
berry.
one of my guys was like, don't worry, I got it. I'll paint it.
I love the
Just looked like
mini
a mess.
newspapers too.
Yeah, the newspaper, and of course, it's
Oh,
the
God.
newspapers from the movie.
That's cool.
Amazing.
Oh yeah,
Little
sorry.
bundles of newspaper.
Ninja Rap is born, guys.
Nice.
One question I did have was, I see this door can open right here.
That's right. So look at the hinge on the back, and you'll see that use the door handle push back. Basically,
Okay, so
door handle just push back. I'll just kind of just flick the door handle,
okay.
and it should just pop off. It's probably because the door handle, where the door handle is, just kind of like flick it. Yeah, there.
Ah,
There you go.
yeah.
So it's going to be the paint that sticks.
Okay.
Kinda,
Got it.
because it's
Wow,
been traveling.
That's cool.
There you go.
I
And then
like Oh no, I was just gonna say I like that Chris hasn't tried to mess with
he
it
was-
since
he
Monday.
was
Like he was
concerned,
waiting. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Chris, I'm proud of
I
you
don't
for
wanna break
like.
it.
Yeah, I'm like I'm just gonna wait until Wednesday. I have 78 on. I know that's what
He's
you're
very
thinking.
patient.
I would have thought the same thing.
That's
He's
a good
good
control.
literally was like, I felt it like not resist. I felt it resisting, and I was like, "There's no way I can do this." So I'll just wait. This thing was cool too, though. Like you mentioned, the pole.
Yeah, that's just a piece of plastic, right? It's just piping, just painted and spray paint. I like
Man,
it. It's a nice way of hiding the seam sometimes between if you're using the diode, like if you want to place it flat, and sometimes they don't line up. You just throw that
Yeah.
on there and it kind of covers that seam, right?
Oh,
Like,
nice.
I use them all the time in my other
Yeah.
diodes and photographs.
Exactly.
And then I use it as my extender so I can hit the space bar on my computer when I'm taking a photo over there and I'm holding the lights. Like I can't reach. So I use them. Yeah, there's the trash can, the broken trash can. The lid comes off. Oh, just as a little, I didn't do it because I thought it was just a bit silly. Was if you want to make the bags of trash, just get plastic bags, throw some tissues in there, and
Yeah.
it's
This thing is I love this. This is my new trash can. I love that thing. I love what you did with the staircase too.
it's just really low tech, right?
Yeah.
Just a piece of foam comes up to the
Well, you can assemble it yourself, which I really appreciated.
Yeah. So
Well,
the trick, the other trick is to make sure that it can all be collapsed
Right.
Yes.
for shipping, right? It's not just because of taking space, but if you have things sticking out, it's easier to break
Right.
in the shipping so that it all can come apart and
Now, when it comes to like the details of the cracks, and is that just something that's artistically you're like, this will look good, or like how does that?
I really followed the artwork. Yeah. Like
Got
I like the I'll go through the slides later, but you'll see that okay, that fence, I basically copied the fence that's in the book, especially the broken one. It's Eastman and Laird, it's that weird angled thing. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Again, I just like to sit here with a smile as I look at all this stuff. It is just it's fascinating. It's so
and
November,
each one, I get, of course, the liberties of the white bricks. I couldn't follow exactly the positions of the white bricks.
Sure.
It was all hand painted, so every single one will be a bit different.
Those were hand painted. Wow.
Oh,
That's so cool.
Yeah. That was a little get-up, kid's paintbrush.
Now, when you say we, did you mention this when I was gone? Like, is this you and your wife?
So as I mentioned, I'm an architect, and architects make models. Since time, when you're the students, we all make models, right? So we all have a little bit of crafting ability. And during the pandemic, my work, was devastated. Most architects' work were devastated, unless you're in residence. Unless you're a design and build contractor, then you had a lot of work. But I'm not, because I do more retail based designs. So work slowed down. We use model makers for projects. Their work completely halted, and I started making my own diodes. And they asked for work, and my team, we had less work, so I created a system.
That's awesome. That's
And
great.
so I make
Yeah.
the master. Yeah, and 3D printer. One of my guys has a 3D printer at home, and I pay him to
Yeah.
print my stuff
Yeah.
after hours, and so it's all in house, and that's the only way we can get that many units out. It's just
Yeah, that's what I was
impossible
gonna
to
say. For I mean, like the fact that you can have. Well, how many were in a batch? How many did you have?
So we had 14, 15 per batch.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
again, for that turnaround time,
Yeah.
the fact that you're basically doing a dio every 2 months, right? Like from conception to production to shipping them out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
So that that also helps. Like, okay, we cut all the there's a mold,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone just okay. Lunch break, or after lunch, everyone's cutting
Yeah.
a little bit. There you go. So there's like an hour or two every day put into it by depending 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
Nice. All right.
So is this like a side gig for everyone else in your office? Is that what you're
Yeah.
Cool.
That's right. So everyone gets a
Hell
little
yeah.
pocket money.
Wonderful.
Has
That's
any
awesome.
in the toy work first and started to
No.
make those?
No, I mean, it's just an aside, but like one of the model makers who I work with, he's been able to live these last 2 years or 18 months. He's okay now because there's more work coming in because we could do this.
Oh,
Wow. That's amazing.
that's amazing.
I mean,
That's so-
if you look at the pricing and things like that, you guys
Mhm.
know the shipping. I'm very open about that.
Yeah.
Not much profit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really,
Mhm.
because I don't factor in my time.
Got it.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a hobby. It's a it's a
Mhm.
hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
like this
beautiful
one, the
stuff.
pizza box.
It really is.
The pizza box. I wanted to do that. I know everyone's already got a pizza in a pizza box from all their NECA accessory packs, but I was like, all right, do something different. And I hit up an actual professional comic book artist who did work for IDW. and
Wow. Yeah,
So I
that's
got the-
amazing.
Wow.
So the
That's so
original
cool.
art here.
I have not put together the lamppost yet.
Holy
So it says "chuck it out" because it's Mikey. Nintendo.
yeah,
Chuck it out.
son of a gun. Oh, you got to get that hung up.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
I'm-
I'm sure that's your
yeah.
plan, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. And
Oh
the
my
idea
God.
was like to make a T-shirt for myself, but
Ooh,
I'm around to that. Yeah.
you should
Like
do
a
that
Pizza
too.
Guys
Though.
T-shirt,
Yeah. Oh my
Big
god.
pizza shop.
Yeah.
That's true. You could get it printed on an apron.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Plays out, guys.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, get out of here, Blaze.
Chewy, I think we have some questions here and there that have been popping in
We
the
do.
chat.
We have a number of questions, and also just a special hi to Chubsy Wubsies.
Yeah.
A small business. It's a toy shop over in New Jersey by Yimbo. Really friendly couple that runs it. Always enjoyable to
I bought a Mythic Legions horse from them
Oh yeah, nice.
last year. Yeah.
So real quick, I scrolled up a little bit because I wanted to hit. So Raphael Key, we had a great comment. So I'd love for you guys to give D Amazing a thumbs up for introducing me to you all. So that's awesome. Of course, we love D Amazing over here. Like he's one of our favorite reviewers. So that's great that's how we were. Our paths, our Venn diagrams were able to intersect. 78. What is your favorite place as of right now? Are you referring to like living or dial making? So that expand because we want to. I want to be able to ask. So we're
I like
so
my
definitely-
bed. I like my bed.
Yeah,
I like
That's
sleeping.
good. Sleeping is good too.
Sleeping is good.
And then Thunderhouse Design had another question right under
Yeah,
there. This
a
is one.
technical one.
Yeah, so this is interesting because, I never got my DTOFs. I wanted them, but now they're discontinued. And I didn't realize that the replacements are, I guess, a little smaller. Are they that much? Have you looked into it at all?
I have not. I didn't even know
Yeah.
this because I literally just got another DTOF last week.
I think
From
is
IKEA.
it
So I don't
guys
know what's
right?
going on.
Am I crazy? IKEA has technically has
They have discontinued it, and I'm not familiar with what they replaced it with.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done the research yet.
I
It
honestly
was
thought
sold
they'd
out
have
here for
DTOF
like a
too.
year. So I was like, oh, that's it. And then I checked the other day because I had, my office here I had like just the diodes all on the desks, and I was like, all right, this is getting a bit ridiculous. I bought a DTOF and I put four away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was there. It was $70.
Oh, that was
All
way
right. Oh,
cheaper
and
than
then-
I spent.
75 bucks or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe
Um,
it's like a wood frame that surrounds it so that it's not just
Oh,
it's
Because
just
when
all
you-
glass, right?
yeah, when you tighten the screw
That's
from the
right.
top to the bottom, it's been shattering.
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
glass.
right.
people are doing it too hard. Yeah.
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 To the gun show.
By the way, Thunder has design said that's the rumor anyway. They have a new glass cabinet.
Yeah, you got
that's
Maz
slightly
is saying
smaller
that the
interior.
US is discontinued. Maybe there
Okay.
is something there with the safety or something. I know
it-
Prime. Shout out to Prime, another dial maker. He went down into his toy room one day and like there was shattered glass everywhere.
Oh god, yeah.
Because it's not just tightening, it's also if you put too much on the top.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys both just freaked out. That was
I
good.
recently took down a bunch of the toys that were hanging out on top in like boxes,
Yeah.
and now I'm just thinking like, oh, how much can I store up there?
I should take
Yeah.
that
Take it off.
kettlebell off.
Because it's all tempered glass, right? So
Yeah.
Mhm.
instead of just like maintaining a crack, it'll just shatter and crumble into little
Mhm.
candy sized pieces.
Mm. That claim would be painful, but that one.
So yeah, I don't
photo-
know, man. I don't know. Now, having said that, like my actual toy display cabinet's not a DTOF. It's like these made in China things that are just bigger, but the height and the heights, the shelves are adjustable.
Mhm.
Like just
okay.
there is a comfort thing about that 12-inch record size.
Mhm.
There is a visual comfort there, so they're all set up that so they could fit in there. I don't know. I know a couple dudes that they do it on the wider thing, so they use the dioramas as L's, like two L's, and they put it together.
Oh, okay.
Will Flo, one of the guys, shout out to Will Flo. He's got it all on a desk, and he's making a little city right now, which is pretty dope.
Dude, this is what is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Back
So
here.
he's got like
Can't
4
wait.
of my diodes, and he's put them side by side, and he's
Well, again, without even having your work in hands, and I know we keep talking about like we will see your work. Like I did again, the conversation. This is so exciting. So, one of the things I think we will see in the work that you're going to show off is again with the modular nature, just the different configurations. Because even for something that like the way Chris had it, where it's like fits in a DTOF, but then God, even you've done it in your picture 78, where it's like you have them staggered. I mean, it's just you've created this immaculate large scale city from your 3 pieces, like just with perspectives and angles. It's fascinating. It's awesome. So I'm so excited to like reconfigure this. I want to throw everything off the table and start from scratch.
You should. That would make a great video of you just like wiping out your entire.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh no, I lost my little banana. Whatever else is back there. But that's great. By the way, AI Collectibles said the love that goes into your work like shows on the finished product. Just want to get some compliments out there too. But I think I'd scroll. So yeah, if you guys are now caught up, but yeah, AI Collectibles. Oh, even said easily offers. Oh yeah.
Oh god. How many waifus can you fit on a deep?
Yeah, that's what I was.
A detox shelf, not a detox, man.
Yeah,
Detox shelf. Answer the
JJ,
question.
You're
How
revealing
many?
Too much with your Velcro jeans, man.
Raphael.
and I've been teasing each other lately because he says he doesn't buy much, and then he just like has every single new release.
Raphael asked, "What is your favorite place to visit?"
Oh, to visit Japan.
I remember you telling me that you did it once a year, right?
Yeah. So I was born there. Families. My mom's from there. I've never lived there longer than a summer holiday.
Got it.
So when I was a kid, like I don't know how it is, but I used to get sent there to live with my grandma during summer holidays. So my parents would just, So. Yeah.
Where would you reside?
Oh, we were downtown Tokyo, like smack in Ginza. My grandma, my mom, my grandma, my aunt, my great grandma, they all worked there. near the Kabuki Theater. They were part
Oh
of that.
wow.
So yeah, they had an apartment back there. So there weren't many kids around that area, but yeah.
I went to Japan in 2006 to visit a friend who just like moved there. Now he lives there, has a wife, his kids, raises kids there. They're in Hiroshima. I spent most of my time in Nagasaki, and then we spent 4 days in Tokyo as well. Next time I go, I want to go to Kyoto though.
Kyoto is beautiful. We just went there in October. Yeah, they need your help. They're one of those places that was devastated by the pandemic because they're pretty much 100% dependent on tourists in that city.
Wow.
So no one could visit them. They had the yeah. So I go there. I try and go there once a year.
Nice.
It's very
Okay.
selfish.
That's awesome. It's great.
So the Mirage City, if I'm not mistaken, was 225 for the diorama.
Yeah.
And 85 for DHL shipping. Now the DHL shipping, as you guys know, as Toy Father knows, that thing's pretty fast. It's like 3 days.
It's like magic.
It goes. Yeah, they have portals. I don't know how they do it. They got Doctor Strange portals, man. Yeah, they do a circle and then boop, there they are. Because there were guys getting it in 48 hours. I was like, God damn.
Oh, really? Wow. Was that quick?
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, the West Coast, man. Because it comes in from the West Coast.
Yeah, it is magic, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I do it through, you'll notice, like, it doesn't have my name on the box because I use a logistics company.
Oh.
Yeah, and I get a discount. So,
yeah,
if you were to do it, through normal DHL, you'd be pushing $100 and something. So,
that's yes.
Yeah, I try and keep it, somewhat reasonable.
That's good. But see, this is also good for the information to be out there so people know, especially of potential future supporter.
But that's what I really love, just like hearing about are the stories of how it came to be, how it's helped support many of your colleagues, how you don't cut into any of your time, how it's all about the art, and you try to find the best deal possible for buyers like us. And that is just greatly appreciated, and it just shows that you put in a lot of effort and take this very seriously.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're right. I'm even though I'm a chill guy, relaxed, I'm deadly serious about the work.
Hey, I feel like that's kind of what bonds, like that's like a kindred thing I feel between the four of us, even just getting, because like we're all that way, like we try to have fun, but when things that need to be taken seriously, we take it seriously. We roll up our sleeves and get the work done. All right, like I feel like that's a pretty accurate assessment of the four of us.
Yeah.
So
with the 3D printing stuff, right? Like there's a lot of 3D printed stuff in that Mirage City. There's a lot, and if you were to go buy that individually from Etsy sellers and things like that, you can do a little math.
Yeah. Trash cans, at least 40 to 60.
Yeah, painted trash can, hand painted trash cans, fire hydrant, working light pole, pizza.
Yeah, the working
manhole.
Light pole. Yeah, that'll
manhole. Right.
I haven't put the light pole together yet.
Yeah. I said I made that video because I realized
you sent a video, Chris.
No.
Confused with this.
I looked at the video and then I was like, the last part's like, don't make sure they don't touch or I'll start smoking. I was like, I can't put this together yet.
I was happy because it was an accident while I was videoing it. Right, I don't know if you noticed it. It starts smoking.
I was like,
the wires crossed. The red and the black touched each other and then it started smoking. I was like, oh yeah, guys, don't let them touch. It'll start smoking.
That's the general rule. You never let the streams cross.
Yeah, don't cross streams, man. Living that my whole life.
Yeah, that was the part where I was like, I can't have my wife ask too many questions just yet, so I'll save the smoking till later.
And the other thing is maybe you don't have a lighter.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've already covered this question, right? The first idea you had to make dios. What was the first idea?
Basically I was kind of stupid about it, getting into toy photography, buying some dioramas, and then going, oh, I want to, and I commissioned a couple guys to make dios for me. Like I asked them, and I was like, I was drawing them, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm just doing work. I'm like doing my work. It's like a small version of work. I'm like, oh, I can do this. Okay.
Oh, so you were drawing the dio for them to make?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll do a little when we go through it. I'll show you a little workflow.
And one other question: what's the best way to get a blank canvas feeling when starting a dio?
So for me, it's references. Some of the guys know I'm a big comic book guy. So, like the Mirage City, of course, was Mirage, Eastman and Laird's artwork. I went to the source, and it's easier if you have a source reference because you always go back to it.
Sure.
Like you're going to go, what do I do here? Look at the source. The rooftop diorama was from a Detective Comics cover. It's a bit corny, it's a bit cheesy, it's a bit simple, but it's literally, things like that. Like the cyberpunk stuff was going through video games, anime, screen caps, and like the cyberpunk walls is from Metal Gear Solid. The what is it? The base in the ocean. It's got the orange wall. So I took that in there.
Wow.
So I'm doing those kinds of things all the time.
Okay.
So if you have like, and it's usually you're buying a line, right? And there's a theme in that line, whether it's superheroes or mythical stuff or turtles. Yeah, you're gonna have okay, I want something that complements the figures. Go to the source, find something, and then that's for me the easiest way to do it.
So where in your 12, where do you think you lean on, or like, are you more heavily into source material when you then craft, or do you have, is it a split, or maybe is it the other way where you were just talking about with cyber, where you're pulling from inspiration of various sources?
It depends. It really depends,
so
man.
okay,
It really depends. Yeah. Definitely at the beginning, it was the source material was inspiration.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
And then the last few, it's I'm making it.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to make a replica of the source material. So like the Doc Knock lair was, shout out to Toy Page when he was at STC helping Mezco out, right? I hit him up. I was like, and he knew. He's like, I know what you want. Even though I was like, hey Paige. He's like, I know what you want. I was like, yeah, please, from all angles. And he's like, I got you. So he was sending it, sharing me the photos. And I took that and I sketched it and things like that. And that was an easy one because it's not too complicated. It's just a wall with a window kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Was that the cover, Detective?
I will tell you. I can't remember the cover. It is. I have it in our slideshow.
Do we? Why don't we just add that right now? Why don't we just add that right now?
Hold on. Let me just get to that real.
Oh, quick plug.
Detective Comics 187.
Oh, close.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So there it is on the right, and there's the photo.
Oh.
This is one I'm really that I'm mad that I missed out on.
So this goes to also what Yimbo was saying about like, okay, this is the set that fits into your detolf, like this all fits in, but the idea was that all the pieces you use it to make a setting.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all loose.
I mean, and we've seen, especially with the we have our buddy Simon Toast, but like Trevor 1/6 shooter, I could now think of like his Not Leo reel where he's just walking us through, or maybe it was like I just remember him going through it and just me going, oh, look at all of the amazing.
It's amazing.
All right, so
let's
2 years, a dozen dioramas.
Oh man,
and this is the first one.
This is wonderful, by the way, and I'm totally I did the thing again. Sorry, Chewy. I did the thing. No, where I'm
What'd you do?
I just was.
Oh no!
Look at the work you put in on this, even on this presentation. Thank you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
definitely.
all. Thanks.
It's super impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this was the first one.
Okay.
You'll see, especially with the urban stuff, you'll see like the brickwork and things like that, or that keep, repeating. This one, none of the doors opened except for that metal safety grill that was loose, so you could have it kind of ajar. Yeah. This one, unfortunately, the manhole did not lift off, because I wasn't 3D printing at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, it was a piece of cardboard that I cut it out and stuck it back on.
I do have a question in terms of just dio making. When I see a lot of dios where it's like a back alley or a building, and it's always weathered, like it's always
Mhm.
like, is that because the aesthetically it looks better, or is it easier to do?
So the primary thing is aesthetically in photos, it looks cooler.
Yeah.
Right. Having said that, it also gives you a freedom of you don't have to be worried about making mistakes.
Mm.
You know, like, okay, the brickwork is lined up, but none of the lines are perfectly straight.
Mm-hmm.
Got
You
it.
know, like you're a bit loose, you're a bit free there. That's why I always write, fully handmade. This means each diorama is unique when finished. Yes, the overall aspects will be the same, but
Right.
because I have had some dudes that are like, "Hey, my window is a bit." I'm like, "Yeah, bro," you know.
Because these are not machine made. This is not being cranked
Yeah,
out,
they're all
mass produced.
handmade.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and the next one I did, and one of the things I tried to do was always like, okay, each diorama is quite different from the previous. So, I mean, all of us, I don't think there's anyone that collects one line purely, right?
Yeah.
We dabble. So,
Dabble. Yeah.
so this was, yeah. And I made this one, the
So
door,
cool.
it's not hinged, but the door
Mhm.
just like pops off.
Okay.
So you can have a door there. And that became like an archway as well. So some of the more creative photographers used it to create that depth.
Yep.
They made an archway and put the other wall behind it. So you have like a corridor feeling.
Oh,
This
wow,
one, yeah,
look at
because it is
that.
dirty, you can get a bit loose with that and free.
Mhm.
So,
I love the pipe rusting.
oh,
Right there.
the
Yeah.
dirty water.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
This is a neat.
These
set.
little
I love
things
it.
are just printouts. These are just, and I specifically on these things I use the bubble jet because if I use the laser printer, it's too shiny. So it's a bubble jet print, just cut out and just glued on
That's
Really?
cool.
to a little piece of foam. It looks fine in photos. And that's the other thing. I don't go too crazy on the details, like because I know you're at a display piece, you're looking at it from a distance, and in a photo, a lot of people, they do the bokeh effect. They kind of blur out the backgrounds a little bit. So, you don't need every button to be working.
Sure.
Can you just go back a couple slides to the
Yeah.
other that from afar? When I first saw that, maybe it was the first photo that you shown of it. Yeah, like that. I was like, "Whoa, that's a really cool space sauna." Just from afar. Just
All
Just,
right.
Totally
I'm,
get it.
I'm
Okay.
putting ideas in your head, saunas.
Space sauna. I've never thought of doing a space sauna, and I don't quite know what that is. Is that a
Well,
polite way of saying a gentleman's club? I don't know, man.
No, I'm just thinking sauna.
Okay,
It's
all
whatever
right.
you want it to be.
Nice cedar wood.
It's getting late. It's getting late in the toy.
Boomers
photo.
after dark over here.
All right, let's go.
We got to 10 o'clock. All right, that makes sense.
And then, of course, the next one was again a big shift. But Mythic Legions, what my first wave had just come in from the first Horsemen of Death, and I was excited and I wanted to make something, and I wanted to do something loose with ruins. So this archway collapses, and again, just filling the box. It's like, all right, let's make a throne. Slightly stepping up, you got some loose pieces, so they look like little loose brick bits there. And this was a random thing. Like, okay, you got some space in there. Let's put a kind of Easter Island totem head. No one had done that. Everyone had done kind of more traditional European kind of statues.
Yeah.
Let's do something out left field. Played with the idea of doing this with the lights and the magnets. There's no light in there, but that's a acrylic thing. I haven't done that again because the fumes are not good for you. But you can see that's the top of the craft glue.
Oh yeah.
Really neat.
Nice.
Right?
Nice
And the whole thing
That's
collapses, right?
funny.
So it's like
Yeah.
rubble kind of thing.
What's the I mean, is that an actual like Inscription, or is that just
Oh no. It'd be
just not nonsense?
God of War.
Got it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Oh, nice.
I got it.
Nice.
Is it really
God of War there? I'm like, I don't know
right
what
from
it
God
is.
of War? Or
Part of it is, yes.
oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
exactly that. That's awesome.
And then challenged myself to do a cyberpunk. People are asking for this. And the hard thing with cyberpunk is it's basically an Asian street with blue lights.
Mm.
You know, it's not really tech. It's kind of, the classic, hawker street with all the cables, and then you just shine a blue purple light and it's cyberpunk. So trying to find inspiration for that. So I mentioned like the wall here, the yellow wall is from Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, this one is where I start going, all right, thinking of photographers and giving them options. So there's a yellow wall, a blue wall, and a green wall. Right. And then all the signage is just cutouts on a little thick cardboard that you can just tack on. And all the lights, the idea was that if you do use a blue light, it will glow in a different way.
Ooh.
So it's like the piping and all that has that blue
Wow.
light effect. And then the 3D printer starts coming into what we do, and we made a console unit, painted that up, which was really nice.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
the effect
gorgeous.
really
I mean, look at that.
That's
That's
a really cool.
Like,
and this
we
was
were
like the
hoping to
free
put a
gift.
light in there at the beginning, but it got too tricky. We could do it now, I guess, but at that time we weren't that skilled. So, yeah.
But I mean, even with the little graffiti on that, I mean, that was
Yeah.
spectacular.
And then another mythical one, the Skull Cave, again, because there was a Legions wave coming out. And I wanted to get a bit darker. So I like my skulls.
Yeah.
So those Skull Cave with skull mini monolith obelisk things with skulls. It was all loose again. And a lot of guys use these fence pieces by themselves.
Oh, I would understand why.
Yeah. And
So
then
cool.
yeah, zombie Call of Duty zombies, I guess, for the inspiration of this. Right.
By the way,
And
I've
then-
commented this on your pictures before, but it's very unfair that not only do you have this level of talent making the dioramas, but then your own pictures are also spectacular. For the record, like
Yeah.
everything you do is really well done. So I just want you to again hear it from the horse's mouth.
Thanks. And then this one was like one of the, I guess, the orders before this were always under 20 pieces. And this one was the first one where we went over 20. I felt, yes, people were always asking for that first diorama. And one of the things I do is I don't repeat. It's something to do with my understanding of, collectability. Also saying thanks to the guys who did take did jump in, did support that what you do have is strictly limited. It is unique and it'll never come out again. Yeah. And so people are asking for that. I was like, all right, I'll do another back alley, but it's going to have a different twist. So we did the Japanese, like the contemporary Japanese back alley. And one of my pet peeves is I can't stand people using Japanese or Chinese characters wrongly. And, using them upside down, having the ramen logo on udon or sushi logos on tempura. It really bothers me. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it right. So we did it right. We did a ramen stand, and we had you can make the sushi restaurant on the right and the udon on the left if you want. And then the little, old school beer ads from Asahi and things like that.
This one's a really cool one.
It's
I think
so
this is the
cool.
one that when I first started noticing your work was this one.
We had the balcony. Things started coming off the walls now, you can see. Yeah, we had the little pipe, the chimney stack there, the stovepipe coming out. Yeah, and then we made the ramen stand. This is fully collapsible as well. This was also because I wanted a ramen stand. So we made one.
Awesome.
And then we 3D printed the milk crates. We made a Japanese post box. And the surprise was that I gave you a 3D printed Japanese telephone booth, the classic green telephone booth.
Wow.
So that was done as well. And, then part of this was, okay, if you had the previous dioramas, you can start world building now, right? The urban world. So this is using diorama 1 and then the Tokyo Alley, putting it together. And
That's
start
cool.
getting streets. And I made the telegraph pole, the light pole kind of thing. Yeah.
So cool.
It's nuts.
And then
I
we
drank
go
a
to the
lot of
rooftop.
acai
Nice.
beer, and the one thing about beer in Japan is that they serve it ice cold, and that's what I love so much. It's always ice
So
cold.
cold, so cold. They had a pop up in Ginza once, and they had the temperature on the outside of the shop,
Yeah,
and you go in, and it was like just before freezing. It was so good.
it was so good.
Insane. It was so good. Summertime, it was so good. And they
Mhm.
had it like at like super, and beer's cheap in Japan.
It is.
It's really cheap. It's like
Well,
cheaper than
if it's not
Coca-Cola.
craft beer, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. So and the quality, you got your Asahi, your Kirins, and your Ibisu. I'm liking Ibisu, but we can't get it outside of Japan so much. So
Mm,
anyway,
sorry,
segue.
tangent.
Okay.
Segue into the rooftop diorama. I wasn't drunk making this.
The rooftop.
Yeah, and so this
The
is
one that
again
got
about that
away.
world building.
It is the one. It is. And
The one
and
that got away.
what's nice is that like I still get to enjoy all of my friends that own this in all of their pictures that come out, and I know that if there's enough people badgering you, that maybe we'll get
Yes.
a twist of it one day.
We
and
will
I'll
get
be
a
happy.
remix of this in the future.
Awesome.
I've already said that.
Yes. Sir.
This is the one that I get hit up the most about.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I did look back at one of our own chat 78 points, and the very first thing was a discussion about the rooftop diorama.
Yeah.
And the last thing it said was, "How many slots do you have left?" And you're like, "I have 2, but I should have it for a while." And then nothing, and I should have just said, "Give me one."
Yeah.
So yeah, the direct inspiration from the comic book cover again.
Right.
You know, that was also because that 2-pack just came out from Mezco.
Mm,
Oh,
All
right.
You know, and I did a photo of a classic Two-Face cover, and I was like, oh, and I came across this one. I was like, hey, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
And the idea is that, of course, this fits onto the previous dioramas. So, like the Mirage City, like the Tokyo Alley, like the first one, the back alley. If you make, instead of having it a U shape, you have it, I guess, like a going around the other way, that this can sit on top. It fits.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow.
Right? So you're closing a building off.
Uh-huh.
But I made the base, just like, half a level, so it doesn't look awkward for those who don't have those previous dioramas. The water tower is in Indonesia. You can still buy cigarettes in little tin cans.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a couple smokers in the office. So they got a lot of cigarettes.
Wow.
Little things like that.
That's so funny.
And again, this all collapses. So this is like a sturdy cardboard. It kind of slots into each other.
That's crazy to hear how you've recycled these items to make these accessories. Whether
we
it's
don't have
blue
really
caps
good
or
homeware
that.
stores. We don't have your what do you guys got over there? Your what is it, warehouse?
Hobby Lobby or like Michael's.
We don't have a Hobby Lobby at all, man.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even close. Yeah. And then again, more Mythic Legions. I like my Legions, and so I wanted a castle door, and it was like, oh, it's kind of lacking if it's just a castle door. So I started making these accessory pieces to build out your scenes. And when I was working on this, Elden Ring was out, so I was playing that. And this is the map. It's like the monument that you find to unlock the maps in the region. So again, source material.
Yeah.
Just made it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I made it, and everything's loose.
It's funny to see how each dio is like a historical time marker as well. So you're talking about like zombies, Call of Duty zombies. When I saw the Cyberpunk, was that because of
Cyberpunk 2077?
Exactly, the video game.
Yeah. It was like it was meant to, like the preview, that first preview of the girl with the knives coming out of her forearms, that dropped.
Here's what I'm like. What's keeping I mean, outside of so many of these reasons, but the one that's like currently at the forefront of why I'm like just sitting here with this huge smile on my face is all of these are connected. Like you can tell you're having, I mean, obviously, like we can hear it, we can see it in your face, but like you're lighting up because all of these are connected to your passions and interests and things that are topical for you at that moment in time. Like Chris was just saying, like these little like timestamps for you. And I think that's so cool. And it's something that like I wouldn't have known if we didn't get to hang out and have this conversation right now. You know, like that's so freaking awesome. Like,
yeah, you're right. There's a whole bunch of other like I guess the background story to every dio that I don't talk about.
Yeah,
they just appear.
Right, like I can tell you for the Mirage, it was just like that now it goes, oh, like that makes sense. You were obviously, I guess now I can ask, like, were you fired up because that set was coming out from NECA and got back into reading them and you're like, screw it, I'm gonna do a Mirage City. Like is that basically how, like, now that I'm hearing all of these other origin stories?
Yeah, so I really like the Mirage, the original Eastman Laird TMNT run. I really liked that as a kid. Like I was picking that up. My dad brought like the first 3 issues when he came back from a trip from New York, gave them to me. I was blown away. I was like, what is this? It's awesome. It was gritty. Because at that time I was into the Marvel DC stuff. And yes, it was a weird transition. And, you had Frank Miller doing work and things like that. So there were like adult comics. And I was just kind of blown away at that, like realizing and learning that world. And then all of a sudden this TMNT thing comes in and it's a parody, but it's gritty. I fell in love with it. And then the cartoon came out and I was really upset. And I like, nope, screw the turtles. I'm out. Right. And
How did your
I
dad
missed out on the NECA, like when it came out years ago. I missed out on the NECA set. I was bummed at that. The reseller prices are crazy. Ashamedly, I've got the knockoffs. But when they SDC last year, that's when they previewed the Lawson Mirage turtles, and I was like, oh fuck, sorry. Wow, those look awesome.
Yeah,
I'm all in. They're getting me back. And then they started doing the Mirage things, the first few with the Casey Jones, what's his name in the robot?
God, why am I blanking now?
Brain
start
fart.
with an O?
Right?
Utrum.
That's it.
Utrum.
Yeah, and a couple of those dudes. And I opened up the packaging and there it was, right? So
Yeah.
I'll skip ahead to that.
Oh, all right. I didn't mean that. Yeah, it's all right.
Just open up the packaging and there it is, right?
Yeah,
There's
I mean, that's
insert.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the insert. And I was like, I was thinking about doing something. And then that was there. I was like, oh, damn. There it is. There it is, man. And they colored it in a different way. So the original, of course, was black and white. And they did a recoloring for a graphic novel. And it was kind of like shaded, not too vibrant. It was, it had like a toned down coloring. So it could maintain a bit of the black and white feel. And then the NECA guys recolored it. So there's the blue wall. There's the orange wall. There's that wall there, right? So I took some liberties on this wall though, where I put the brickwork on the top, so you can have the terracotta brickwork. Because I was like, oh, if it's all just gray, bit boring.
What a great artistic choice.
That's what I was thinking. Like, yes,
just one question. How did your dad know to pick up Ninja Turtles? That's like pretty,
I know.
pretty cool on
props
him.
to my dad. He was a comic book guy from back in the day. I mean, he read kind of lame comics like Prince Valiant, but he knew I was into comics. So my dad was always a guy who's like, all right, if you have any hobbies that have some sort of creative side to it, he supported it.
Oh wow.
Like, he was really cool about that. He was
That's
really
awesome.
cool. So it's like, and he went to a store, I guess somewhere at one of the stores in New York, and I'm like, what's the cool thing right now? And they're like, take these.
Wow.
So this is, I haven't shown this before, but this is the CAD of the design. So I CAD it up and make sure everything fits. Make sure it scales well. All right. And
that's
the details, which you're going through and you went through earlier. Just to go back, just before this one was the city. So the city ruins, again, playing with the urban theme, but this time destroying it. So it complements the brickwork is the same, so you can have, if you want to have the nice building in the background, this can go in the foreground
Mhm.
or whatever you want, right? So it fits in. It's the same grays, same brickworks. You can see like the cement wall there will match the Mirage Studio wall that you were looking
Right.
at. And this was loose, all loose, so it all just falls apart. And I made like a second story there. And it was, these Metal Slug figures came out, and I freaking loved them. I still love them. I think they're the best figures this year. They're so good. They're so fun. So I was like, I want to make a thing for them.
Yeah. Now that's
And then-
another line that like I've looked at on like 5K Toys. Like, but what is like? Is it
it's an
original
old
IP
school
or is it old?
No, it's a
okay.
2D side scroller video game.
Wow.
Like like Contra kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. All right.
They had these silly, zany, kind
Yeah.
of cartoony faces, and it's not too hard. It's just button mashing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, because these figures, I mean, again, spectacular.
They look
Like,
amazing.
the expressions. Oh my god.
So it was just to do that. Really, it's very selfish. And,
But I also remember when the Mirage one was out, and I went, and then you had posted like, "Oh yeah, you could put with the ruins," and I was like, "I don't have the ruins."
That's okay. I will have the Mirage.
That was so
And then
funny
this
when
one,
when the Mirage set was coming out, when we were talking about like buying it, and I think it was Chris and I talking about it first. I'm like, Yimbo, come on, you want to do it? You're like, wait, are you two doing it too? I'm like, yeah, we're all doing it. It'll be an all buy. Let's just do it.
It was perfect. I'm so glad you went in, Kimba.
Yeah, man. And I love the all buys. I love a good all buy. So 78. Oof. So this is now.
So this is the Doc Knock or the
jeez,
Nocturnal
Louise.
Lair.
Yeah.
I played with the name. So shout out to Toy Page again. There's his photo. It took some liberties, just the sizing and things like that. And like in here behind Doc Knock's character, there's a staircase. I was like, I can't do a staircase to nowhere. Like it's not going to fit in your details, right? What do I do? So okay, it's a blank wall, but it's a corridor in the back there, and I added these the side pieces. It's going to have a bit more of an angle, so it's more like a mountain peak, a pointy peak. Yeah. But this is that extra piece that you can it's just loose.
Nice.
And it goes on there. I like it because you can create this kind of corridor in the background kind of vibe.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
look
so
at how you
cool.
lit it up right there. Yeah, it's
And as I mentioned, I made the opening considerably bigger than a 1/12 figure, so these big dudes can get in there. The ogre
awesome.
scale guys are
That's
awesome.
really impressive.
And
Because it doesn't like when it's just if you go back a slide again, just to like seeing the archway, like
God, I can't. I'm trying to picture one of my trolls in front of it. That's awesome. That's so great.
and
I'm
it's
just-
made for Doc Knock, so
I'm
you
so
can
impressed
chill
with
in there.
the stones, like the stone wall.
So
It looks
that's because
so
I got some
real.
good foam. I got some good XPS foam. It's a
Yeah.
bit thicker.
Wow.
You can really get in there.
Wow.
You can really get in there. So that was fun. Because we don't always get the thick stuff. Our stuff this something we get a lot of the thinner stuff.
I was gonna say, is
Because
this the first dio with the thicker foam?
Yes.
okay.
The main reason is because if you buy foam in the States, it's insulation foam. And out here in the tropics, we don't need to insulate in winter. There's no winter.
Right.
So it's a different kind of insulation. Right? It's more to do with the heat. And if you put too much, you start making a hot box.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the photo I took a few days ago. Just
Like I
taking
said,
on all the skeletons.
You're very good. Very, very good at that.
I've also dabbled in head sculpts.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which didn't do well, so I don't do them anymore. I still
Oh.
got a few of these left, but it was the Dark Knight Returns. The Joker gets the batarang in the eye,
Mm-hmm.
and so we made the batarang in the eye head sculpt. Designed it on the iPad. Printed it with another guy who does a lot of printing head sculpts here. painted it with another dude who painted it because I can't do this kind of intricate paint work. So it was a collaboration with 3 dudes, and yeah, we put it out. Mayfix was doing all the Dark Knight things. It fits the Mezco, the first Joker with the purple suit, and then Mezco did new Jokers that because the first ones he had the neck part of the head sculpt, right?
Right.
So you can see there's one here that has the neck and then one without. So if you got the newer Jokers from Mezco, you can use the necklace, necklace.
Yeah.
And then if you have the older Joker bucks, you can use the ones with the neck. And a couple dudes out there. So this is Wayne's collector. Grabbed some, did some cool photos with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and the big thank you. The main thing that when you guys hit me up was, oh, select some photos. So I realized that not everyone one tags me, and two, not everybody uses it for toy photography. And so I went through the list, and this is the folks, and a lot of these guys have bought more than one. Shout out to Wolf Flow. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's bought 10.
Ooh.
I was gonna ask that question. Is there anyone that has
He is.
all of your dios?
So there were dudes who were doing every single one, and when it got to about 9, 10, they're like, "Okay, I've run out of detolf space."
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of those dudes that were buying it from the day one, like Adam playing with myself, he doesn't take photos in the he does his Instagram is the white background, the hot white.
Right.
Yeah.
He has it for his toy room. He has them all in his detolf, and he has these guys are in this one, the Star Wars are in this one. This he's using it like that. Figure Fan Nate, Sergeant Bananas are also huge supporters. Berserk also, like Adam, doesn't take toy photography. It's just in his display.
Wow.
Skeletons Collectibles, he just doesn't stop taking photos. Dark Pulp, yeah. So the guys at the top are the ones who bought the most.
That's cool.
But big ups to a lot of the dudes, especially the first few dioramas, because like, who was I? There was always like, am I gonna get my product? And so at the very beginning, like one of the things was I didn't do an NRD. Like that was my, hey, okay, I'll put your name down. It's yours. I will only ask for payment when it's finished.
Okay.
And I'll take a photo of it ready. You pay and then I send. So trying to build that trust in the community. So and then it's now unfortunately it did mean a lot of cancellations, and those also chasing people for money, which I just don't like doing.
Yeah.
Like, hey guy, it's been another week. Hey guy, it's been 3 weeks. Hey guy, it's been a month. Hey guy, it's been 3 months. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So yeah. Anyway, there are dudes who use it for photography, and here's a sample. And Sergeant Bananas, he's always done something with a diorama that I hadn't thought of doing. I always appreciate that about his work. He always thinks things, I zig, he zags kind of thing. And yes, of course, the manhole's supposed to open. But to put the light in the doorway, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, that's so good. Or, it's so clever, right? This, I was expecting this, I was waiting. Who's going to be first?
Yeah. Yeah.
This was the given, right? I was like, okay. I even, my working photos, I shared it, and I had all their heads sticking out of the hall,
Yeah.
Right. So this was a given, but this was like, okay, yeah. Again, using the die in a different way. This is a castle door for indie.
Yeah.
That's dope. I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize it was my dio till like I went through, like, and didn't tag me or anything, right? I went through, found it. Cool.
No, that's really cool because
one
you
of
had
our
said that
buddies-
dio was created for like mythic figures, and
Yeah.
they're
And then
using
he did indie, right? Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not
from like
again.
this year.
Yeah.
So cool.
So good. This was dope because yes, I think one of you guys mentioned that yes, it's a Mirage thing, but you can use it for other stuff.
Oh yeah.
And to use the orange with the Gray Hulk with the orange shirt,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like synergy happening here that I liked.
I know Simon was
using-
pumped about that picture too, and it's
Yeah.
for good reason.
It's a dope picture.
Yeah.
And then
it really
he
is.
narrowed it, right? Like you can see,
Yeah.
like he pushed the two walls together and he pushed the other one further back to get those depths.
Yep.
And then one of the dudes who was in the chat earlier, Be
Oh my
Weird
God.
I Am. he's using the city ruins, taking the photo through the dio
Mm-hmm.
to show Venom eating a brain,
That's
as he
awesome.
does.
Brings me back to the Ultimate Spider-Man PS2 game. Remember that, where you could play as Venom and like with yeah. All right, so you know, it was fun. You got to eat random people as Venom. That was how you
And
got your
I'm
health
always,
back.
you mentioned Trevor. When I mentioned Sergeant Bananas, when these like the top tier god level photographers buy the dio and use it, it's very humbling. Iwata is one of those dudes, and he uses it in a very, I guess, the traditional sense where the dio is just a setting. He's not trying to show off the dio, right? But he does it very strategically. Okay, it's an anime, a manga scene, and he's using the Japanese dio. It's very appropriate. So yeah. And this one I really liked because he's just using the fence piece.
Right.
That's it, just using that fence piece there. Very creative, right? I like this one from Will Flow because he's taking a different angle from above going down. Nobody's done this.
Yeah.
It's lots of fun. I like the colors.
Yep.
Another
I like
anime friend of mine. I didn't think of this as what's his name? Not One Punch Man, but Mob Psycho anime manga, which is funny, and he's using, he's got some of the gachapon, the rement, little sushi and the tea set. He's using the ramen stand. That is dope. With androids.
Yeah.
And there's Trevor's.
This is the one I was referencing. I remember his
Yep.
Instagram live and his little behind the scenes.
This is dope. This is so dope, right? All using this figure as well. Like, oof, it hit hard.
Yeah.
Sergeant Bananas again, like using the dio in a really different way, right?
Yeah. God.
Just pushing it all the way in the back, but it's about grout. Yeah, he's Oscars in his trash can. It's just creating a setting. I was like, oh, that's really nice. And then using another dio, like I hadn't thought of this. She's walking on top of the dio. Okay.
Oh man.
Optimus Prime, as I mentioned about the doorway,
Yep.
making a tunnel kind of thing to create that depth. He's did that, and yes, I knew this was going to happen, but it was cool to see someone doing it because I don't tell people to do that. Nate, figure fan Nate, doing one of the classics, right? And Nate was one of the dudes that jumped on from the first dio, so he took a gamble with me, awesome. And he's been also supporting a lot. Dark Bulb using the dios in a very different way.
Yeah.
Different perspectives, different scale figures. I thought it was really cool.
This is epic.
You don't see this too much.
No,
you
not
don't
at all.
See this
That's
kind
awesome.
of stuff too much. Our buddy Rad Toyologist doing the classic end scene of TMNT 1.
Yep.
They killed the big bad. Now what do we do?
Yeah.
Because they didn't think they'd go past issue 1.
That's
okay.
so freaking funny. It's so freaking funny.
Yeah. So the big surprise for today is there's a 13th diorama for the 2-year anniversary. I've been teasing it for a while, and with this one, I really did I went all out on the CAD work. Usually I do very basic 2D CAD work only because it's just quicker. But for this one, I did the 3D model because there's so many things coming out of the building, right? And I wanted to get the angles right to make sure it actually fits. So I'm just going to I'm going to stop this to show the process. Because I've got if I can share a screen.
That's definitely one I'm going to get.
So if you could share this. So, yeah.
Ooh.
There's the CAD file.
Wow.
Right? So this is made to the same specs, same sizes. Yeah.
Wow.
And, got a lantern, a little lantern, got hanging lanterns, 1, 2, 3 of them. We got a gate or a portal. Again, I'm not assuming you're going to set it up as tight as this, but without the peak up top here, this will fit into a detail.
I want this.
Yeah, I want this too. This looks
Yeah.
incredible.
And yeah.
Have you decided on price point, and do you want to reveal it tonight?
One moment. Let me just stop sharing this.
Do
and
you
go
want
back.
Chris's deposit now or
Yeah.
in an hour or so?
Let me go back to.
Just take
where
it.
did I do this? No,
And just so you know,
I'll-
so chat, we have not forgotten about it. I've been keeping an eye out. We're going to be shouting people out, but what can we say? We are enjoying getting to spend time with 78 right now. And God, that was
So yeah, if you can share again. So that just to show you that. So it is done in CAD. That does help. And I've been teasing it. So yes, I again went to the source material. I just finished the last season of the latest season of Demon Slayer, and there's a lot of buildings in there. And so I was like, oh, okay, let's dip into Demon Slayer. And so the prototype is done.
wow.
And if you will notice, the little things like the lantern is the same as what I drew. The little lantern is the same as what I
So
drew.
cool.
I really like the
Everything's
little
the same.
lantern.
Yeah. And the cool thing is they're gonna light up. So you're gonna get the cables, and give me a moment so I don't smoke the house down. And with these ones, we got a different light that flickers. So that it should have a more realistic kind of thing, I guess, for your display. But in toy photos, yeah, you might have to take like 2 or 3 shots to get the brightness.
For the record, while you're doing that, Thunderhouse Design went, geez, AI collectibles. Goddamn, son. AI collectibles. This is awesome, dude. KJ Smith, sign
Wow,
me
look at
up.
that
Will
light.
Flow, all the fires.
Wow, look at that little
Oh,
light.
man.
Hold on. Let me put you on solo so you can see that again.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Sorry,
Oh,
it's not
that's so
focusing.
good.
Yeah.
It has that little window across the front. Oh, that's awesome.
That's
So you can
neat.
see it flickering, it's moving. So it's
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a candle, right?
That's
cool.
great. Oh.
And while we're on full screen.
Oh boy, tell me. Well, holy crap.
That's huge. Wow. Be careful. Don't hurt it.
So this is the
Holy
prototype.
crap.
Wow.
Oh, where do I go?
There we go.
How does this work? Sorry, I can't see anything now.
You're good.
Wow.
You're
It
good.
looks beautiful.
Holy crap.
All right. So the lanterns will light up.
Wow. Even okay.
Yeah.
Really?
And this is made out of wood and the foam. So it's all real wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then of course all the windows will have the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Get the washi effect. You can light it up. And if we can go back to the slides.
Will Flow with the take my money. Jukebox hero.
So
Would this be work with Joy Toys?
all the
Ooh, sorry.
yeah, they light up. All you can do the diffuse lighting through the paper.
Ooh.
And at night the lanterns will light up. Yeah. And I will try. I'll take one out.
Are you thinking about doing an addition to this? The Japanese springs as opposed to the space sauna.
So the door slide.
Chris, it's back on the wall.
The doors do slide open.
The doors
Well,
do
I mean,
slide open.
Amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Such a nice deal.
And on the main facade as well, it does slide. So both doors slide. Yeah. And then the gate.
Oh, gosh.
The gate will be a thing. So
Okay. And that intended to be like moved around, or is that
it's a bit tricky because it's so tall.
Okay.
So it's a bit top heavy. So it does have do have the little
Nice.
nubs here,
Mhm.
little nails to stick into something, another piece of foam if you want. Yeah, there you go. So that's
So
revealing something for you guys as a thank you for putting me on and
Oh, dude, thank
starting
you.
this
So,
2-year
we appreciate
process.
it.
thank you
I
so
love
much.
this.
I can't believe we got to see the prototype. It's there. You held it. You have the lights.
Ah, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
Unbelievable. So we have a question from Jukebox Hero. Would this work with Joy Toys Dark Source series? That doesn't ring a bell for me.
Is that 1/18th?
That is
If
118.
it's Joy Toy, it would probably be 118. So
Yeah, if it's 1/18th, it is scaled. Well, so the ground level is scaled for 112. You know, like the doors are scaled
Mhm.
for 112. However, the upper floor, because just, you know, the height of the detail, it's not really a full upper floor.
Mm.
Japanese doors traditionally are lower than Western doors. So if you go to Kyoto Toy Father, you'll be ducking. That's just how it is.
I
Even
will?
before
Wow.
you will, yeah, because they made them lower. That's part of the ceremony of entering. You're bowing as you go into the space.
Ah,
Mm.
All right, so it's you're
Yeah.
forced to bow.
okay.
wow.
All right, so you could fudge a 118, I guess, because the door is not going to look too big on a 118 scale. Yeah, but it's made for 112.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey,
We have another question.
Oh yeah, you're on it, Chris. Sorry.
Not enough. Not enough.
When do you
Not
sleep?
enough. Not enough.
hit and missed images. That is sick. It is spectacular, man. Oof.
The pre-orders for this will
Mm.
open up this weekend,
Whoa. Drop it like it's hot. Jeez.
and it'll be very similar to the previous price.
Okay.
So the nocturnal layer, where is that? So your pre-order window is still open, closed, or where
No,
were you
that
with
one's
that?
closed.
Oh, no, okay.
I knew. Well, so backtrack. So I was doing the nocturnal layer. I was all chilling. You guys hit me up.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then I realized, oh wow, it's a 2-year thing. I've been meaning to do this for a while. Like I had it in the back of my head. And so I was like, all right, let's do this. The Japanese, the Edo. Oh, by the way, Edo is Tokyo's old name. And Edo burnt down. There was a big fire. And they renamed it Tokyo. So
Oh.
Edo means it's a period piece. So anyway, so I
Oh,
was
yeah.
meaning to do Edo for a long time. And Doc Knock, I thought maybe something was going to happen with the Mezco con. All right.
Mhm.
Like to try and ride that wave. Like, oh, maybe they're going to do the 5 points play set. And then
Mhm.
here's the 12, the 112 version. Didn't happen. Anyway, so yeah, you guys hit me up. 2 years. Okay, I was going through this. I didn't want to do the nocturnal layers, the 2-year dia. I wanted to do something original.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's why I strictly limited the Doc Knock to 10 pieces.
Okay,
And once it filled, that was it. I closed it.
got it.
And that's why it was 36 hours. It filled in 36 hours. And I was like, okay, sorry. I wrote 2 weeks originally. So a couple guys hit me up. I thought it was 2 weeks. Am I too late? I'm like, sorry, dudes. On to the next.
It's I mean, as a teacher, I know that you get the you give the due date. It's either
It's this or that, but it's got to be one or the other.
Yeah, like so I apologize to dudes because it said time 2-week pre-order window, but it was 36 hours.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was gonna be that popular.
This is a good thing for people that, especially if you're watching on a replay right now, like to again keep your eyes on 78's Instagram, because that's where these announcements come from, and just be ready to act like and again, you can budget for it because you know it's like you've been incredible with the turnaround time. Again, you and your guys, like just fantastic.
So it should be about the nocturnal layer is a bit longer because this is bigger.
Mm.
It's like I mentioned here, it's the biggest diorama to date, like
Right.
Wow.
in terms of size and foam and things. So yeah, that'll be I give about, I'd say 6 to 8 weeks. I said 2 to 3 months is my estimate. I'm usually a bit quicker. And then launching I've already started making the Japanese, the Edo city. I've already started making it. So
Are you gonna limit that pre-order?
I'll do batches. So what I'll do batch 1, and once batch 1 fills, which will be about, usually I do a dozen for a batch. That's about the comfortable 12 to 15, depending on complexity. And once that finishes, then batch 2, of course, will start. Batch 2 won't go into production until batch 1 finishes. So if there's enough demand, there could be a third batch. Because this one, it's it's a close to home one. That the Japanese one is a close to home one. So I was like,
Well, sign us up for batch 1, all 3 of us, right, Yumbo?
Yeah, man. I just want all of his work. I would want all of these dios, but now I know that that's okay. They're past. The past is the past. I can
past
now
is the past, but
yeah,
I will do a remix of the rooftop next year.
Nice.
I'm looking for source materials and things because I'm not going to do a clock tower or a clock face. I'll do something else.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Maybe there's, maybe it might be like sometimes I have a plan and then all of a sudden, some product or property is released and you're like, yo, that's it. And then I scrap the plans.
All right. You haven't even played the next Spider-Man game. You might have some inspiration in there
Exactly.
for all you know. You know?
True.
We don't know.
True.
Yeah. Oh, and like I also personally I want to revisit the Cyberpunk one because it was okay, but for me it's still not all it could be. That's just a personal thing.
Well, this is why you're good at your stuff, because you reflect. You want to get better each time out. You do the things. You do the things. By the way, so is that Be Weird DM? Did I say that right?
Be Weird I Am.
Be Weird I Am. That makes so much more sense. Don't miss out on 78's dios. You'll see them using photos all over the place, and you'll be regretting it for so long. Again, that's like we do laugh, but I certainly have FOMO for. There were some of those that I should have reached out.
Well,
it's my fault.
I mean, really, that
fault.
rooftop is the one that.
I mean, but even the one right before it, the Japanese back alley, that was where I think also
the ramen one. Oh,
the ramen cart.
Really, like I've been aware. I forgot. I don't even know timelines at this point, but it was around those 2 points. But God, I'm getting everything from here on out. From here on out, baby.
This one's a must.
So Will Flow, sign me up.
That little weird white box between the roofs in the middle wall there. I don't know what that is, but that's a detail that happens on the Japanese traditional buildings. I don't know what
Interesting.
I saw that. I was like, why is there this box here?
Could it be a storage? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That was where my thought went.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm like, what is it for? I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this. Okay, modeled it. But this is using wood, so there are, it is trickier. It's a bit more delicate because the glues are not super glue. Yeah, the wood and using a craft glue kind of base. So, but it gives a feel and a look that you can't replicate. You have to use the wood.
Yeah. So now, compared to just out of curiosity, that's what all of this has been, right? But with the Doc Nocturnal layer and this one. So based off of, we have huge scope and scale, right, with the Doc Nocturnal, but then we have the details and the intricacy of this. So are they still a similar production timeline? If you
timeline,
if you made 12 and 12, would it still just because of different things, but they're both intensive and
So again, going back to that comment about the strictness of following the line, right? The Doc Knock. None of the walls are going to be the same, right? Because you're just kind of free flowing. That gives you a freedom, and you're not so you're just okay. You just got to keep making weird squiggles, right? This one, it seems more intricate in some ways, but because it's measured out and there's a CAD file and we print it to scale, and you just basically get your satay sticks, right? And you just cut all of them at the same height. So you have all your pieces, right? So there's going to be that production run helps it. If you were doing these individually, this one will take longer.
Oh, okay.
But because of that production run, the cardboard roof, as you can see, it's just cardboard with one side peeled off, right? To get the corrugated look. Yeah. So we just cut the strip, peel it off, paint it, cut it. So that's that side of how to make, I can design it and then how to make it. Now this whole thing is going to collapse as well. You can see, sorry, the photo there. There's a little nail, like a little metal nail coming out. That's supposed to be flush. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So
I
the balcony
didn't
is
notice
gonna
until
come
you
up,
mentioned it.
the roof is gonna. Everything comes off, so it's a flat wall.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow, it's interesting to see how different like the nocturnal layer and then this one are in terms of details, but just showing that but the production time's gonna be about the same because each design allows it to be a little bit different from the other. So like the stone, as you said, that could be anything. It doesn't have to look alike. Look like the similar, whereas this everything looks similar, but it's an easy cut for every single thing.
Yeah, it's all the same heights. Like, okay, I gotta cut 100 of those little sticks for the baseboard, kind of thing. Yeah. And this is the master. This is the prototype, so you can see things. Some things are a bit wonky.
What comes first, the design or thinking about how you're going to go from design to model?
The design first.
Got it.
So I did the modeling and all that, and it's like, all right, I know how to make the balconies. I know how to do the roof awnings. I was like, okay, how can I do the roof awnings so they don't start, sagging? Okay, put the structure on there. Yeah.
And now you had these two, so you had Doc and you had the Edo Street going, and now how many other? Like, where are you in the next phase? Like, are you forward thinking like to that extent? Because I was gonna say like you're playing chess many moves ahead at this point.
Well,
but I didn't know how many moves
for the rooftop. Looking for another rooftop. Apart from that, no.
Is it usually like one? Is it usually one or two? Or like kind of?
Yeah, I'm usually one or two ahead. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd like to see about this timeline. It's like, oh, I'm playing this video game. Oh, this would make a good dial. Oh, reading this comic book. Oh, this would make a good dial.
Yeah.
So it's like you're doing it in live time.
Yeah, there's definitely that. Definitely that.
And like I said, that's what I mean. That's even with the Toy Battalion. That's what keeps like that aspect. All of these aspects fun. You have to do what like strikes when. Like again, with a new toy, it's like, oh, I get fired up. Like I want to play with this one right now.
This one is cool. The Elden Ring one.
Yeah.
How far along did you get with the? At one point, you were looking to do a sewer set until I think. IG Ramen came out.
I actually drew a thing up. I drew a thing up and was like calculating the size, and the idea was that it was going to plug into the bottom of the Mirage City. So it's going to be more of a square sewer rather than a rectangular shoebox. But then Ramen Toys started doing this. I was like, I can't. I don't want to join that.
Yeah, that race.
That's
the sewer race.
The sewer race. Exactly, man.
That's cool.
Moz is making a comment about Eastern Building from Predator 2. I don't know. What is that? Eastern Building?
Oh, what the?
Oh, that. So, yes, I have looked at these kind of Art Deco buildings. I have. Not specifically that one, but in LA, there was two buildings. I think one's a courthouse, the old courthouse, and one was an old hotel.
Ooh.
I was looking at that because I was kind of the first time the rooftop was like, okay, I want to do a rooftop, and I was like, okay, it's got to be Gotham City, right? So I was looking for these kind of ornate buildings, and the classical Gotham City, Chicago skyline kind of vibe. But then the Detective Comics popped into my lap, and I was like, yo, I can do that.
Yes, please.
And then the 2-pack came out, right? So it was more cartoony, retro, golden age, silver age stuff rather than the grittiness.
Oh, it's so good.
The one thing about this Eastern Building and Predator Moz is there's no like real base, like there's no level. It's kind of more of a flat. I guess you could mess.
70. I'm gonna Google rooftop. This is how I'm gonna spend lunches the rest of this week and next week. I'm just gonna pepper you with ideas if you don't mind. If the occasion, you could say no. Like I don't take things personally, so I'm just gonna be like, hey, you don't even take response. Just but I'm gonna just start sending you cool rooftop scenes that I think catch my eye. specifically looking.
I'm gonna send you stupid ones, like it's like a kid's treehouse.
Yeah, there you
Like,
go.
do this one.
It's amazing.
Oh, and one thing I was sorry I didn't put it in the slideshow, but the rooftop was used by Posable Productions in the Mondo solicitation photos for Man Bat. That
All
was a
right,
big.
all
That was like
right.
I didn't know that was going to happen. So shout out to Posable Productions for that. That was
Hell
like,
yeah.
wow, made it. We made it.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Actually, that's a good question because your rooftop dial was so popular, and clearly it was inspired by the Mezco Batman Two-Face set. Did that ever get picked up by Mezco at all? Any intention? Nothing? Oh.
No. None of the dials have been. I haven't been contacted about dioramas.
Oh, okay.
Just what do they call those Mezco Mondays or something? I've been
Yeah,
featured on that. But yeah, if you want to get featured on the Mezco thing, like there's a little formula. You can't use other IPs. You can't use other brands. You can't do this. Better stick a Mezit in there. He likes the Mezits.
Gotta put the Mezits in.
You have those formulas, and there's a higher chance you'll get selected, right? I don't always play that. I'm like, no, I want to do what I want to do. If you don't like it, all right.
I feel
Yimbo won one.
I
Well,
won.
Yimbo,
I did one.
I
And you know what?
won one.
I did exactly what 78 said. It was a P Hawk, P40 Hawk, and I put a little Mezit there, rocket launcher. Nothing else. Just Mezco things. Boom.
Figure all Mezco things. And
Yeah.
That's right.
Higher chance. Of
No,
winning.
they literally say that. No, we can't.
Yeah.
We can't feature that because it's unless But I would assume like I consider Mezco an indie company.
Yeah.
Most apart from a few, everyone else is pretty much an indie company as well.
Right.
Storm Collectibles, I would consider not the biggest company. So
Dude, I look at it as like Hasbro.
there you go.
Mattel
We'll
are
throw
like
you one of Mezco Monday with one of the dials.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like those are who else is after Hasbro Mattel? And that, I mean, I'm sure that there's missing
NECA's
stuff.
big.
Playmates, NECA
Yeah,
is, then where's NECA fall?
I did express like there was a little bit of like I wonder if NECA or someone's gonna reach out about the Mirage one and tell me to stop.
Oh,
Oh, you
That's
think
not-
so?
the other way. Not this is amazing. This is
yeah.
But
No, I'm thinking NECA has been enjoying all of the promotional work that people like us have been doing, but using your stuff. Like, I mean, like they've enjoyed like I've gotten the little likes,
free advertising for all those companies.
right?
Man.
Yeah.
When I've posted
Can you
stories and
imagine?
stuff, like they give me the little heart. I'm like, all right, NECA, I
We all
see you.
know social media is the best advertising platform,
Yeah,
and if you can get people to do it for you, they're laughing.
I know.
I mean, Hasbro's marketing budget's probably like a minor fraction of what it used to be.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They're just like, let them do it. Send them
Yeah.
free toys, and that's about it.
Yeah, I was just hearing too the other day about how, not that I'm in marketing, but I was hearing from somebody that works in like a marketing industry that there's been talk of more of a shift back to grassroots type of promotional stuff. There's
an ebb and flow. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's good for us as creators.
Well,
So-
78, this has been an amazing just like journey through your 2-year career as a dio maker and your team as well. Like such a impressive thing to hear how you got into it, and how it is a team effort and that you utilize just the camaraderie of like everyone around you to get these amazing dios done.
Thanks, man.
It's really impressive.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, like a lot of the dio makers themselves, I don't think I know any other dio maker that who at least shares this, but has a team, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's that. Yeah. And I understand it. Overseas, labor costs and things like that are different.
Mhm.
The dollar's worth more here than in the States. But yeah. No, it's definitely helping. There's 2 people that are definitely being, they have a salary because of this.
That's
Right.
amazing. Yeah,
You know,
dude.
which is great. Yeah.
I love this. Has been such a wonderful conversation. Like I've been so happy getting to know you, 78, like on this level too. You know, like because there's always the texting, getting to know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
getting to
yeah.
have that conversation, man. This has been a real treat.
I like the number one thing like the Ito reveal was amazing.
Mhm.
I'm super impressed by the water towers being cigarette
Yeah,
canisters.
dude. And then
So the
even
other thing is, when we bought those, I was like, "Yo, people don't smoke in the States. Oh, less people smoke in the States than here."
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to take all the cigarettes out and leave them outside in the sun, like all the tins, just to get the smell.
Oh yeah.
Because it's clove cigarettes. It's clove cigarettes. Hand
Oh
rolled.
my
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
is it really?
Yeah, it's Kretek, old school Indo Kretex, and they're the hand rolled ones that come in. The tin.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
like,
Clove.
the guys,
Clove,
there's a
my
couple
God.
guys who smoke in the office, and they're like, it's the premium. It's like a cigarillo,
Yeah.
Right.
thing. So they were like, "Yo, what?" They're having like the best Kretex for like 4 months.
Yeah. My one of my roommates in college, he was from Switzerland, and he always smoked clove cigarettes. They are like really just, you're right, like it's a small cigar basically.
Yeah.
And they have a sweet smell to them.
Sweet
and
smell,
They
yeah.
last long.
Mhm.
They're not like a normal, 12 drags and you're out. No, these things you can sit there for a good 20 minutes. Just
So leaving them out in the sun took all the smell away.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we have a strict rule, like no one's allowed to smoke when we're making stuff.
Yes.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule.
They have it once. Like
Oh, it did?
ashes when because the foam melts, right, with heat. They got a hot wire cutter to cut out things. And the Kretex, because they crackle and the clove just like sparks off. They got holes in a couple, and it's like, oh my god, guys, come on, man. All right,
Yeah.
no smoking.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, just as being the host tonight, I feel responsible for pressing time, and I apologize for doing
Let's
that.
go.
But we do have a
Top
back
10.
ender to the show, top 10 to reveal. Should we get into that?
Now,
Let's go the show.
now, listen, I feel like everybody knows me. I don't to go out of my way to be a bad guy, but I would like to everybody to know they're like we 78 is already like he's starting his day. Like he's just like ready for to get his whole day on. We are at the tail end. So if we go through these pictures, it's not that we are being inconsiderate. It's just that we've been celebrating a friend of the community, and like we're gonna. I think it's okay to say that we'll be pressing through our 10 a little bit faster than usual. But I'm just putting it out there. I love everybody, but we have to get up for work, and I want to.
I agree.
No worries,
just
people.
trying to-
I'll stretch it until after. don't let these two think that we're gonna get through it quickly. We never do.
I'm just throwing it out. I was putting it out.
He's putting it out there as hopeful. Gotta make it into existence.
Yeah, I can't wait till we talk about Laser Man
So
for
here's
40
10
minutes.
photos. Good night. Thanks. They're awesome. Love
Now
them.
we did have, if I'm not mistaken, some of your photos did end up in the top 10. If I'm not mistaken, am I correct in that?
I think
Yes.
yeah,
I
think
think I
we'll-
saw some Dio work in there.
Yeah.
And by the way, while we're queuing this up, I'm going to address a quote or a comment from way at the top of the show from our friend Greg, formerly the Brute Scale, that he lives locally. So yes, I might be recruiting him. Like he has a lot of to set this up is what I'm saying. He was offering his services, and I've seen how he sets up his toy room. So Greg, I'll be in touch. Come Legion's Con, we'll figure out our play date.
Ooh, let's do that.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Well, as we always do, we talked about what's making us happy, but going into last week's secret hashtag TPC_Thrawn. None of them are Thrawn photos, but it's okay.
It's an optional challenge.
There's no, yeah, it's just words. It's not necessarily the theme.
It's just words.
Who is the first one? Uncanny Ramo.
I actually picked two of them because I didn't see one from Yimbo, so I chose one for you.
Oh, thank you.
You can either have the first one or the second one.
I'll do the Mariana Collector. I like that one. That's
All
that one. I mean, just in terms of what jumped out to me initially.
Absolutely. So the first one's up by Uncanny Ramo. I love we love Woody and the Toy Story crew, and I just imagine at one point there should be an interaction of new Buzz versus original Buzz, and being like, oh, so you're like a reboot. And so it made me laugh.
I like it. Yep. And thank you for picking this one. Mariana Collector does a great job. This is adorable. Since I didn't get to be you did, but it is great. It's right up my alley too. Batman, Joker, Legos, awesome.
Perfect. Common Idols. I did pick this one in the theme of diorama and small accessories. I really loved the setup here of Batman, and then the book in the back, Alfred. But I love these small accessories that it features.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Looks like real coffee in the
Yeah.
that thing. What's that? The carafe? What is the thing called?
The
The
carafe.
Carafe? What is it?
Carafe. Not the carafe.
Karnak?
Carmack.
The carafe.
Carafe. What the hell?
Thank you.
Carafe?
Words.
Words.
That's great.
Yeah.
So this week's secret hashtag is no chewing.
Hashtag TPC _ 78 points. If you have a 78 points diorama, feel free to use it. Again, these are just words. Optional as always.
Feel free to throw in a Thron too. All right, let's move into our top 10.
Who's this knucklehead?
Let's hear
We
it, guys.
have Toy Father. 78 points. What do you like about this photo?
I like the lighting. The tones are nice. The tones are very nice. I like that. It's kind of like early morning kind of vibes. I like that. It gives it a somber feeling. Gives it a sense of calmness, but also contemplation. The lighting from the side's nice, so it does have an effect of like, okay, is that the moon or the sun coming up? But that white light on the side there with the rim lighting's good. It's nicely framed.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no empty spots or empty things like that, which is always good. It's full. Yeah.
All I will say is that it would only look better if it was in a Edo diorama.
Well, I'm going to throw out to you, Christopher, that way back when, in the early goings of our initial internet friendship, I remember calling you the lighting. I said, you should change your name from the Toy Father to the Lighting Father. And you've still, you've always had a great control over it. And you have, I mean, again, thanks to, us getting to hang out and talk to these really amazingly talented people, but it's elevated. Like, I remember with the first time I saw this picture and I just like it's so good. Your lighting continues to elevate and it's wonderful to see. And just, you're a wonderful friend and photographer. I appreciate you, Chris.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it.
How much post-production do you do?
In terms of for this one, not that much.
Not that much, right?
Yeah, for not
I
this
can
one.
see that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I know maybe someone who would do a lot more posts would like enhance shadows on the bottom right corner, so you get the higher contrast of the those kinds of things.
Yeah. Nope. I would say this, like, thank you for those compliments. Really appreciate it. I'm not like I wasn't thrilled with how this one came out, to be honest, but I'm definitely proud of it. It was actually one of the first ones. This turned into a while back. I think it was in the top 10. The Kermit in the Leo one.
Yes.
So after I took this, I took the Kermit and Leo one. I like that one a lot better. But
well,
I didn't ask you any questions, but this is a great photo. I think the only question I will ask, especially with 78 in the room, what is one diorama you would want to see 78 pursue?
It's definitely a good question. I would probably want him to do something from Thor Ragnarok, like the Colosseum, like something like that.
Oh, someone asked for like a 112 Coliseum, and I was like, how much of it do you want? Like the whole
Well,
thing.
I'm thinking
that's a room.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw DuArt Studios.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you are
right.
studio.
And I
And-
saw that dude. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, I hit the guy. Like, dude, I don't do commissions like that.
2D
is.
tall sized.
There was a room.
One on the
guy
left,
had a
one on the right.
room.
We're good.
I'm thinking more of like some things like just the first part is like the outside. It's just one part of the Coliseum, but the behind it is where all of the gladiators are waiting and they're hanging out.
Ooh,
Did
hit
you
and
play
miss
Elden
said.
Ring?
Sorry,
Did you play Elden Ring?
I played for about I want to say 30 hours, and I can't tell you where I went because I feel like I spent
Yeah, no,
like
because there's a Coliseum there that where you go fight, like when you go multiplayer.
yeah.
Coliseum. I was tempted by that. Yeah. But, yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
throwing out ideas, hit and miss images said Power Rangers Park Scene or Juice Bar. And in speaking, thinking of the ones that you've made and video games and things that could fit, one of my favorite video games, because I'm thinking like Last of Us, that's one of my favorite. No, you did a lot. You did a Ruins. All right. So I'm going through Red Dead Redemption. You haven't done any.
Yeah, but there's not that many figures.
That's also true. It's like
Right.
Vaporoni, and that's
Yeah.
it.
That's about it. That's the kid
Yeah.
from Kai Labs
It's-
that just came out.
Yeah.
That's it. There's
I
like
like that set too because I have it on my original
Very nice.
Vapor.
But you're right. It's like Cowboy Spawn.
right.
Who's right? Western
I
Spawn.
like you
Well,
Red
you-
Dead
you-
is a. I thought
Cad
there would be
Bane.
112 figures by now, but we only got the 161.
Yeah.
You could do an incredible like creek setting that wouldn't necessarily be just a Red Dead.
Oh, creep
Yeah, like
type
a
of
landscape
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't know, I'm just
the
thinking.
landscape thing's nice, but I always try and do something with walls. It's just
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
that you
Yeah.
get something, you know.
Yeah.
Landscapes, it's nice to have as a photographer. So I have landscape bits and pieces, you know, and I throw them together to make a scene. But yeah, like trees and things like that, and sending trees, they take a lot of space. They get damaged if you squish them too much. And, yeah, I've been thinking about it, but
The OK Corral. I'm telling. Hey,
yeah, a bar.
tell me
bar,
that would fit the OK, right? Isn't that
a bar
Tombstone?
saloon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that could fit in a detail?
see that kind of stuff, right? But
There
again,
you
like figures you're putting in there,
I know. Damn.
we don't have them, man.
Solomon. Hey,
that's
Mezco.
true.
When is Solomon Kane dropping?
Right. Well, people are getting it now, but he's still like
He's still not like a cowboy. Yeah. Or
He's not
I guess
really
he's
a
close,
cowboy.
but Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
wouldn't count him as a cowboy.
I want to get.
You're right. We've been hurting
Antonio
him. We've been
Banderas
hurting.
sculpt for that.
78 points says, not sure if this was asked yet, but would 78 ever do dials for the inside of spaceships like the Millennium Falcon?
Ooh.
So that would, I mean, it can be done, but it's going to be straight 3D printing for that kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's yeah. It can be done. There's the files out there, but yeah, I think people have designed those and made the files available for individuals to download and print themselves. So I wouldn't be too interested in doing that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
And then here's
yeah.
you, and this is just, I guess, observation. Everything is outdoors. Is that something that you prefer? You want to craft your dios from more of an outdoor perspective, as because there's more. Then you have to worry about furniture and all that type of, or are you open
yes,
to that?
there is that definitely about furniture. But the other thing
Mhm.
is, me personally, I don't have many indoor shots because it's
Mhm.
the lighting. Like to
Yeah,
set
yeah.
up the
Okay.
indoor shot. Like if you have a
Mhm.
lighting, then the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
it's a dark box, right? How are you
Right.
going to do the lighting? Yeah. And
Okay.
that was one of the reasons.
Oh yeah. No, that's
I had been playing with the idea of like doing like some sort of bank vault kind of thing.
Hmm.
Like you have the big circular safe door that opens.
Oh man, and then the safety deposit boxes
Yeah,
would
the
be
roof
along the
rack.
sides.
All right, and then maybe like some sort of entry to that vault kind of thing. But,
Ooh,
I
that's
was like, yeah, but then the other thing is like, how many times are you going to use that, right?
right.
Like how many bank heist photos are you going to take?
That's true.
No, that's a good.
I remember
point.
the
That's a good point.
what was it, the first promo still of Man of Steel was the Henry Cavill of the bank vault door.
Hmm.
Just like I think I don't know why he was ripping it off, but
'Cause, yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that going, why is he breaking
Yeah.
the door?
that should have been the first signal something was wrong.
True. You know, then there's like I had ideas of like you know, Dark Knight trilogy, the famous heist scene at that bank, the bank tellers, you know, the lobby. I was like, okay, that's tall enough so you could do something with the walls. But again, I was like, how many people are taking a photo of this? Like, you gotta get, you know, a couple of photos and you're done with it. So there's that thing. Of like the
No, you're absolutely right. Definitely considered. I will say, Wilfro is down for Wilflo for the OK Corral. Just saying, there's a second vote. I got a second vote.
You got two. You got
you
two.
know, like it's a cool thing, right? But
you're right. There's
what
not.
about figures,
There's
man.
Realistically, we do not have anything that would be worthwhile.
That yeah,
I'm gonna
like
keep
I have
picking.
looked at that. I have looked at the Western,
Yeah.
kind of street. It's cool. I like it. But it's like unless there's some toys, I don't think people are going to be like, oh yeah, I want to use that because they'll what they're going to use. What's his name from Star Wars
Thrawn
with the cowboy hat?
Oh,
Cad
Cad Bane.
Bane.
Cad
Cad
Bane.
Bane.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have Cad Bane. That's about it, right? I don't know.
By the way, 88 fix it. Damn, just realized you're on top, number 10. That's what we do
I
here.
Let's go.
I did give the Ozzy, just so you know, I did give the preface that you know we will be moving a little bit faster, but
Not out of any disrespect, we are so proud of our top 10.
again with our starting with Toy Father.
That was 11 minutes ago when he gave that preface. So
It was.
Yeah, and No Chewing only asked me one question.
yeah, I'm only
And there we go.
moving
Let's move
on.
Number 9.
Hey, the
It
voice
worked.
worked.
Zach.
Can you hear that? That's weird.
Yes.
That one worked.
Keith M. Colmos. I love this one.
This Thrawn.
Yeah.
We got one.
There
In
he
the
is.
poster.
Did he use
In
the
the poster.
hashtag?
Yeah, I don't think he used the hashtag, but
Give and take, you know.
Yeah.
It was there. It's a thought. It was in the ether.
I love this photo. Classic take on well, any type of like school discipline back in the day, but really what reminded me of was the Simpsons.
Simpsons opening,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, the little
I like,
touches
I
with
like
the
the
chop.
TIE fighter shooting in the corner.
Exactly.
Cute.
Nice touch.
It's really cute.
And that is in chalk. I mean, in the chalk look, or is
Yeah,
it chalk?
right?
Like, well
I don't know how I did
done.
that.
Attention to detail.
Pretty great.
Again,
You could
great
probably
post
use
too.
that in an iPad, like a Procreate with a pen. Like,
Oh, true.
Just
true.
that dio
The ch-
itself.
The chalk marks,
Chalkboard,
though.
yeah.
Because we haven't had, I mean, like, you know, I haven't had a chalkboard in a school in a long time, but I
Yeah.
started teaching with them and clapping them out. Like, I just can't
There you
believe
go.
it's all over. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is all over.
In Australia, they used to throw the duster, the eraser at kids.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to. Oh god, this is not at anybody, but I remember a couple times, like if a kid was not like nodding off, like just launching it back there, so it would land
Yeah.
in or around the vicinity.
And then the thing
Get
was
up!
when you're kids, you'd get one that would been, you know, freshly erased the board, and then you'd smack someone with that, you know, your buddy.
Oh,
and just get
yes.
all the chocolate out.
For anybody younger than the
was
four of us, that was what school was like.
Yes, for anyone younger, chalk was this thing you
Yeah.
used to draw
Right.
with.
It wasn't just
It
for
wasn't
sweat
just for the
water.
street side
Yeah.
little girls. Yeah.
Do we have
we do have-
answers?
We do. So for the first one, and it's a little modified for the questions. So it's really the story behind the photos, the first one. The story behind the picture, it was back to school time here, and I was trying to figure out how to do some sort of school themed shot. I was also talking with my kids about how writing lines was a punishment handed out back in the day at school, and the idea for this shot clicked into place. I bought a small chalkboard easel from Michaels, then 3D printed the parts to cover up the frame. Some of the parts were designed by me, others modified from others. The idea of adding Thrawn in the Mount Tantus recruitment announcement was for me trying to think of stuff that's on a typical bulletin board in a classroom. I knew Thrawn was coming back in Ahsoka, so I thought it would be a good fit. For the second question, as always, what's make you happy in the toy community? Toy photography allows me to have some sort of creative outlet. Work has been super hectic, but taking a break to take photos, make stuff via 3D printing, and painting the dial helps give me a chance to not think about work for a little while and unwind. The community is always super helpful and welcoming. That's been the best part. Thanks for the nomination, and thanks for all the people who liked my shot.
Well done.
Well done.
Number 8.
Clintastic 4.
It's up
You
on
know
Clint.
this guy.
Hey.
Not only is he a great photographer, as I said before, he has really great movie knowledge.
It's true. I wish I had watched Death Becomes, like, I have to go back and catch the whole thing because I just want to get that refresher of the plot line, you know.
Oh my god, like he was
Because I had
like,
watched it. Oh,
he was-
again, childhood.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
he
watched it. I
he
can't
pulled out
remember
all
that
the
much.
Yeah.
he pulled out all of the references of the behind the scenes, like what was happening during the time. Like I was like, oh my god, we need someone like that on a movie talk. But I love this photo. I told Clintastic that, you know, he did everything in this photo that I wanted in my Iceman photo. I believe he said that the ice was oh man, I can't remember what he said in the chat last week, but he said the ice was definitely something that he made to frame it really well in terms of Iceman here.
Nice.
Ugh, great photo.
I love the framing within the frame of just the ice in general. Like, I love that in the foreground. Nice creative choice there.
Right in the city too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
cool.
that's true.
Background, yeah.
Love it.
It's a nice touch. I love the little specks of atmosphere. We do have answers. So for the story behind the photo, this is loosely inspired by a few of the 90s Marvel trading cards. I put together this quick portrait utilizing the retro card Marvel Legends Iceman and some DIY icicles I made using hot glue and iridescent cellophane. Cityscape and snow flurries were added in post-production, add some additional smoke effects to cover up some of the icicles that accidentally ended up looking slightly inappropriate. Ooh. What is making you happy in the toy community right now? I would say collaboration and seeing everyone's skills and creativity continue to grow. Thank you, Clintastic 4.
Awesome. Man, Clint, well done. Glad to see an X-Men making it on the top 10.
I'm so interested to see the unedited phallic version of this ice shot.
Yeah, I was like, where was that?
We made it to number 1.
True.
If you haven't seen it, you should check out his X-Men shot of Death Becomes Her too. It's just a classic take of the movie poster. It was well done. So, well done, Clintastic 4. Congratulations.
Number 7.
Kai Cooper 87. We know this guy.
Yes, we do. So we do have answers. It was interesting. The thing that jumped out to me before we get to the picture was this the 4th time. So congratulations, Kai, because again, the stuff is great and it resonates with the Instagram audience. I mean, like, we could take a look. We could see why right now. Right off the bat, I will just shout out the amazing creativity mashup of this. I love all of these different characters coming together. Anyone else like that? I told you, I'll keep it to one as we move forward.
Yeah, definitely great use of all the characters. And I don't know what kind of diorama he's in the back, but I love that cityscape.
The McDonald's, right?
Yes. McDonald's.
I do want to say the little subtle blue rim light from the side is a really nice touch.
Ooh.
Kind of sets it off for me.
Yeah.
The neck of the guitar, the side of his head, it really sets it off.
Yeah.
I don't know what the story is. Like narrative with the Toy Story guys. Like where's the question is who else is there? What else is going on? You know? What's he playing?
They're at
He was
McDonald's.
very aggressively playing that guitar.
It's a lot of fun. Do we have answers?
We do indeed. So, So Kai, again, congratulations. So we start off with the story behind the picture. So I wanted to shoot my first dio I've made, the Woody floor, which is not completed yet. So the idea is supposed to be a crossover between Naruto and Toy Story. To be honest, I didn't like the idea to include the alien. As you can see, he's huge, but it ended up there anyway. LOL. It was supposed to be Woody and Buzz instead. Naruto playing music in the street and trying so hard to open a portal to suck all these bastard toys back into their worlds. Legend says he's still playing. That's funny. And then for here, the second part is what's making him happy right now. So happy to be part of the community. It started with collecting horror figs first, my childhood fave horror icons. My mom showed me first movie, and it was Evil Dead 2. I was only 3 back in 1989. So when I decided to collect again back in 2019, it kept growing. Bro, as soon as you start this, it's like a damn rabbit hole, starting with collecting, then photography, and now doing my own props and dios. Wish me luck again. Thanks for having me. And a big hello to the team. Love you guys. Keep it up. Wish you all the best. Kai, same back to you. Keep up the great work. Again, it's awesome. Awesome stuff, man.
Great
Thank
job.
you very much.
That's a great
Loved
film.
it.
But
Yep.
3 years old, that's pretty young.
No
Yeah.
judgment. But yeah.
Optimus Crime.
Ooh.
Yo.
Now, did we see this dio anywhere?
Yeah.
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 This was the Space Sauna.
Yep.
Yes, the space sauna.
Well, I mean, the water stains, like the water
Yeah.
stains that we had picked. Oh God, it's so good. Like that's of course where my eyes went, just because of the topic nature.
Mhm.
But holy crap, your work transcends. It's so good.
Wow.
It really does elevate.
Action figures
To a whole nother level. Oh, I
Do you
can't wait
guys know
to.
if this is the actual head sculpt or is it a custom? Because it looks
Ooh.
so good.
It does look really good.
It looks really good, right? Like,
I
it
don't
looks so
know.
good.
I'm hoping we have maybe a little detail in there, but yeah, I don't.
I think it's
Just-
a head sculpt.
You think so for
that's
Black
it.
Series with maybe
No,
matte
this is
spray?
SH.
No, this is SHF.
Oh,
This
is
okay.
SHF.
I didn't look at the elbows. Yeah. Okay.
And the neck's articulated too.
Yeah.
I love the angle that this photo was taken, utilizing that like pipe that's coming out of the wall right there.
Oh, yeah.
I like, yeah. Also, I nominated this because of the posing. Like, it's very subtle. It's just a guy walking, but it looks
Yeah.
really natural.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
Yeah, that head sculpt. I was like, yo,
Yeah. It's very nice. Very subtle movements,
Mhm.
but all natural. Great head sculpt. But so congratulations, Chris, aka Optimus Crime. We can move on to number 5.
Okay.
Number 5.
Creep Dick. Man.
So again, I need to. So is this some of these? No, that's not. Is this? This isn't yours,
no, it's
right?
not our own.
No. Because you have a style to it. You have like I'm so like obsessed with your work now. I mean, I've been, but like now I'm like I'm getting everything. So
Yeah, this is
Uh,
definitely not.
this is Aswan K.
Mhm.
And yeah, this is just a really great job with I always try to push for anybody starting out, filling the frame, creating depth, and like even just and then frame within a frame. Like those are my 3 basic photography principles that I try to encourage people to use early on,
especially with shooting action figures.
because like right here with the way that this is constructed, it's just really nice. It brings your focal point right to Batman. I like the choice that it's the whole entire head to hoof,
Head to hoof, right?
head to hoof, right?
He said it.
Anyway, if anybody else would like to take a stab.
Yeah, I this makes me want the McFarlane. I'm guessing that's the McFarlane
It is
horse,
I
right?
think it is a Toddy Mac. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the horse too that it builds, right?
Yep.
I like that toy, both of those toys. very
That
much.
horse
That
is
was-
horse is really impressive. But
It's-
yeah,
now comparing it, because I own now Mythic Legion horses. Obviously, everybody had said, "Well, they're better." Well, yeah, of course they are. Like, but the McFarlane one, if that's what you had, except like it's a solid horse. It's a solid
Yeah.
toy horse.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a build a horse, and
Yeah.
That was the weird. Props to Toddy Mac. He's gonna do
Right.
what he's gonna do.
It's
Right?
like a build a horse.
But
It was
build a horse,
bizarre.
that's so crazy and awesome.
Guess
Yeah.
what? Todd got me. That was the first Toddy Mac
Oh, yeah?
build a figure I built. I was like, I need
I've
all
been
four of
trying
these.
to backtrack and get Starro.
oh yeah, I went to
that
Starro.
Pricey. Dude,
Oh,
pricey.
78. I am kicking myself for not jumping on Owlman because he's like through the freaking roof. Or at least anytime I
Is he
go to
really?
peek.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
I just
I'm
kept
busy.
waiting, and
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I'll look.
It's
I'll
that
look up while
weird-
you guys go.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
every once in
'cause,
a
like,
while. Just
we got the soups, right? We got the Mezco soups, and you wanted to fight stuff.
yeah.
There's not that many. You know, like, oh, Starro's cool, but because you got the Starro bits with the Mezco sound. Anyway,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah. It's a
Well,
twin
just-
starfish.
For this photo, I'm a big fan of just shooting up, making the figure look more heroic.
The lower angle, yeah.
Yeah, lower angle, and they really did a great job framing everything. Because I imagine this is probably really difficult to do from that angle as well.
Yeah,
$85 to $100.
Oh my god,
Oh.
really?
For a
For
Toddy
Toddy
Mac
Mac
special.
appearing?
Yeah.
I was thinking like 45
Oh,
range.
man, that's what I'm
Yikes.
saying. I told
Some
you
of them
bizarre.
go for so much money as soon as they like leave a target.
That's
It's crazy.
ridiculous.
As soon as they clear, as soon as they're not available on the peg, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, now that you can build Starro, yeah, a lot of people are trying to catch up as well.
Mm.
Right?
Mm. Yikes.
The only comment I'd say about this is there's just my slight OCD, the floor, the angle,
Oh yeah.
straighten it up. That's all.
Oh,
God.
Or just do a little post edit. Just
Yeah, or
Crop
go
out.
maybe even more with the with the Dutch tilt. You know,
Or-
they could
yeah,
have
the
gone a
tilt,
little
yeah.
bit more too, just to. But I see what you're saying. It's a little too in between for whichever one. You know, it's good stuff.
it's really interesting light on here too, where you have the kind of like the moonlight on Batman, and then there's like a little bit of a blue light coming from the left, and a red light coming out from behind. It's creating something interesting.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a 3-point lighting here.
So congratulations to Creeptic. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I always pronounce it as creaptic.
Yeah, that's what I
Creaptic. Oh, that's a
do.
good one. Creaptic. That
Creaptic.
definitely okay. That makes
I
more
think he's
sense.
local. I think he's Indo. I don't know.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
he is. I think he is. Yeah, could be right.
But unfortunately, no answers for tonight, so we can
No.
move right along. But again, congratulations to number 4.
This was dope.
Hilo studs.
This was dope.
Oh man, this was so good.
Yeah.
So
I
topical.
haven't seen this week's episode.
I watched
I-
it right before this.
I watched it last night.
I still haven't watched any of it.
That's all. I'll say.
Okay.
You have to catch up on
I will,
all
I
of
will.
it, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, all of it.
Remember we had
Because
this
as soon as I say
conversation
that, then
last
it's like,
week.
whoa,
Clone Wars.
oh, the rebels. Oh my God.
Just watch Rebels.
I know.
Just watch like 5 episodes of Clone Wars, and then go into Rebels.
Right.
Minimum 5.
Well, for Yimbo's sake, this may or may not be a scene from Ahsoka. But when or if it did happen, this was amazing.
I'm not. The funny thing is, I'm weird about like I'm very protective of spoilers. If it's a Star Wars, like I know what happened. Like I know that there's a thing, so I'm okay. Like it's not like Spider-Man. I can't. Don't spoil Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like that
would mess me up.
So that guy becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah. I'm okay
Spoiler.
with all of
It's
that.
a
I'm okay with
big
all of that.
thing, you know.
Yeah.
Is he the chosen one? Is he? I don't know.
This is such a cool picture, though. So I'm assuming, like,
It's
how
not-
how is it compared to the show itself? Like in this,
It looks
scene,
exactly
like,
like
It's
it.
perfect.
Well, their
Wow.
hands,
Just in
don't do
Legos.
this.
Well, yeah.
It's just like
It's good.
the
It's good.
it's just like the show.
Okay.
It's really good.
Legos.
Yeah.
He even did the pressure on that bridge, on that astral bridge. You can see it's a little
feet,
brighter where they're standing. Yeah,
Yup.
yeah, that's cool.
That
Oh,
was
that's
a
really
very
fun.
nice touch. Very nice
Yes.
touch.
Love it.
All right, Toy Father, you're in the hosting chair. You this is the home stretch, buddy.
This is great. Yeah. Well, this was a fantastic photo. Let's move on to number 3. French toy love.
Ooh.
Oh, 275.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did have answers for that one.
Oh,
Oh, go back.
My bad. So, my shot was a recreation from the new Star Wars Ahsoka series. The scene shows Ahsoka meeting her old master, Anakin. May or may not happen in the show. This beautiful dimension called World Between Worlds. To recreate it as seen in the show, I designed the backdrop in the Photoshop, pulled it on my computer screen. Oh, wow. And positioned the minifigures right in front of it. Wow, it's a diorama. Wow.
Wow.
Then I
Right.
took one shot with the minifigures and then just one with the screen. This way I could separate them in Photoshop and work
Yeah.
with multiple layers to create each subject in the background, which made editing the bridge they're standing on a lot more convenient. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Great.
Yeah.
What's your goal in photography and toy photography right now? My main photography goal for me is expanding the scale of my projects. So, for example, I would love to photograph larger battle scenes or big sets instead of only shooting single minifigures. Yeah, this is
very
great.
cool.
Love it. Nice job, Milo Studs. Awesome. All right, now we can move on to number 3. French toy love.
275.
This is the atmosphere that's been created here is spectacular. I really dig. I mean, even just the posing and attitude that is emitting off of this image. Very well done.
Did that Gamma figure come out or is there a mashup?
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
all
That's fine.
these figures.
Yeah.
It was one of the three
Yeah.
packs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the overexposed, like almost burns of pink cards and
Yeah.
this glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the balance of the cards and that pink thing in the background is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the left and the right to frame it, and Jubes.
Yeah, and Jubilee right there too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's
A nice connective pink thread through there. Very nice.
Like Wolvie's eyes too.
Yeah. Well, the fact that with Wolverine, with Logan, with Gambit, just really
I get
well
Gambit's
done.
eyes glowing a little bit. Wolverine, he looks a bit androidy there though. Just as a character thing for me.
Maybe he
you know,
is.
like,
Well, yeah,
Maybe it's
what's
Albert.
going on? Is he possessed?
It could be Albert.
It could be Albert. They even tossed in Morph in the way back. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
Morph
with
behind Psylocke. Oh, okay.
That's right, with the jacket.
I didn't get him. I didn't get Morph.
No.
Who's behind Wolverine?
Forge.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, bread bandana. Look at you, Chewy. Yep, you're right.
Oh, I have them right over there, like almost
I got him over there.
posed
as well.
just like that. But they
Oh,
exclude
awesome.
Storm. Interesting.
Maybe
I
she's
wonder-
making the fog.
Oh yeah,
I just
he's hovering above.
Now it totally makes sense. It's canon.
Cover.
it's canon.
Storm, time for some cover. All right.
Well, congratulations, French Toy Love. This is amazing. We give you a lot of love as well. Will Flow 81.
Yeah,
That's my
buddy.
guy.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, holy crap.
There's the thing, the 3D printout.
The console, yeah.
Yeah.
He did that. And yeah, for Will, like I've been chilling with Will for a long time.
Mhm.
This was one of the photos that it kind of, everyone has that like photo moment where like it clicks and it starts making sense. Like, oh, like, something unlocks. And this was definitely one of those for him. He does everything on a phone, which is crazy.
Oh, wow.
really?
That's crazy.
I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, what? Yeah, this is all on a phone.
Yeah. Well, this
Did you
is
put the stickers on the poll,
Yeah,
or
they're
did
on
he
there.
do that?
The stickers are on there. And again, they're the right stickers and the right
Yeah.
way up.
attention to detail.
Yeah.
Speaking of what, outside of there's so much to love, but I really appreciate that little. I know it's silly, but
Yep.
it's just where the notifications, like just the
Love
fact that
that.
it's there, like because it does add a huge element to the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, I mean, he's just okay, he's chilling, checking his phone, but just it just adds so much. I don't know, it just tickles my brain in the good way.
He's like, one more till 100. Just need
Yeah,
one more.
yeah.
That's funny, right? Yeah.
And once again, the diorama looks amazing. Is that a vending machine back there?
There is. So I made it like this really ghetto vending machine.
Yeah.
It's just a cardboard box, and I printed out the drinks, the Japanese drinks, and then
Mhm.
there's a little base, and it's loose, so you can put it anywhere.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, the fact that looks like it's lit up, that's what I was.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
Yeah,
That was just Photoshop work to make it brighter and darken the edges.
that's awesome.
It's a Japanese beer vending machine.
That's awesome. That's
There
really
we go.
awesome.
Here it's so cold. It's so cold. Well, Wolflow did have some answers. The story behind the picture was that I had got that new dial from at 78, and I wanted to focus on the colors. I knew they would pop, so I went with Miles. The dark suit would pop against the background. It does. What's the story behind the picture? I had him check a post that went viral. That went viral?
One of his he's checking his
One
post.
of
Yeah.
his posts.
One of his
Yeah,
posts.
I know.
Oh,
99 likes. Yeah, okay.
you ragging
Oh
out
my
Miles?
God.
He's
Wow.
being humble. Come on.
He's just starting out in toy
So-
photography, and like that's all he like. When I started, and I had 12
Yeah, 99 is
family
nothing for
members
Will
like my
now.
pictures.
So close to
This would be
midnight.
viral.
Damn.
This is week 2 of cold-blooded toy father. Call me Blaze. No, all right.
99 likes.
I'm going heel, boys. What makes me happy in the toy community is the camaraderie with my fellow collectors and photographers, how everyone bounces ideas off each other to get pics or reviews of toys. Fantastic, Will Flow. Honestly, you did really bring out the colors in this photo, and it really does show. So,
He also did a print of this. He printed out for himself.
oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will always encourage people to get a printout, like a tangible thing. of
I
their
need to
work.
do that, man. I need to do that.
It's so cool. It's just a neat thing.
Do you hang your own prints?
I haven't, but I have
Yeah,
gotten
right?
some
Do you
where
feel awkward if you did that? Like, is it
no,
too much?
well, I wouldn't like cover my basement in it because what I want to do actually is frame
cover your basement.
like-
No.
no, but I want to be able to like have friends work up and then maybe like
that's
like
cool.
have
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one of
yeah,
mine,
yeah.
But no, I
Like
think I
that,
mean
give me an idea. I should hit up those dudes, get them to send me the high quality file.
exactly.
Ah.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, I haven't seen you have the perfect reason to get going. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
there you go. Feel free to take that and run
I've
with it.
definitely like, as a strategy, like, okay, there's family photos. Okay, there's lots in the living room. Now there's a possibility I can start doing something.
Yeah.
I don't want that conversation. Really? Toys over family?
All depends.
Skate it out, ratio it out.
Will Flow, thanks for joining us tonight, and thanks for this wonderful photo.
Number 1.
Crooked Ninja Turtle. Oh man, so good.
Is this from the cartoon? Did this happen in the cartoon?
I
mean, I don't think so, but I don't know all the episodes.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right.
This just cracked me. I mean, like it grows in water, right? That's like the joke.
Yeah.
I'm not missing that.
Yeah,
It's not over my head.
Yeah.
Donatello ain't too pleased.
right. Why is he so bad?
What'd you do, Mikey?
I
I
hope
love it.
I hope he explains this in the answers. I don't. did they make a smaller Mikey like this, or did he just shrink it down?
Or is it just a reference to just like any of those kind of like added to just add water and it
Sea
expands and grows? And if it's just one of those, like we all grew up with those things.
I always
right?
wanted sea
Little-
monkeys. I don't know what they are. They're always in the
They're
back of
like
the comic
bugs,
books.
right?
Are they real? Are they alive?
Yeah,
Or are they just
they are alive.
really?
My friend
I
had
thought
them.
they were
Yeah.
like a rubber toy thing. Okay.
No, they came in like there would be a package of like just I guess seeds, and then you just put them in the water, and then they would start moving. I was guessing that they're like larvae that you're pouring into water.
all bugs
Glad
wet,
you
baby.
said
Gross and wet.
See, Retro Snorb knows what I'm talking about. Growing turtle toys from the Dollar Tree. There you
Yeah,
go.
totally. I guess my question was though, is that an actual figure that size?
Oh no! Look at this. Loco Lou saying it. These are the
That's-
quarter scales.
Yep. That's yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yes, because these are all out. Those big
Wait,
gigantic ones.
really?
Yes, I knew it. I knew it.
Yo.
Yep. So that is little turtles in
I
disguise,
literally can't
Mikey.
take this photo.
I know. I can't. Yeah.
That's a
Please.
1/4 with a 6-inch. Wow, that's crazy.
And with a big ass watering can from
Yeah.
from where I don't know, a doll, probably American Girl doll
Probably
or
has a
something
doll.
like that. Oh yeah, perfect. Like I'm saying, I'm picturing my daughter's toys. I'm like, would she have
Better
something
a
like
daughter,
that?
otherwise,
All right.
That's
Well,
great.
I do have the answers. I mean, he explains it here. I should have
Okay.
just read that.
But it's more fun to realize it after.
Yeah, it's very true. That's awesome.
Local Lou, thank you very much. He said I'm a toy index. We appreciate that. Yes.
Yo, Wade. He's a grower, not a shower. Wow.
Toy Daddies After Dark.
Yeah, seriously.
It was cold. It was cold.
Crooked Turtle says, "Thanks so much for your message. This is actually one of the first toy photos I ever took. I used my garage as the backdrop. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. And borrowed a watering can from one of my daughter's toys.
Boom.
There you go.
Yep. I'm a big TMT collector, so when I took the shot, it was in anticipation of the NECA releasing the 1/4 scale Michelangelo. So I'm still anxiously waiting for that release. Hopefully, Mikey sprouts soon. Get it, guys? Do you get it?
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Levels, man.
He put
Levels.
sprouts in quotes.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is all well done.
So Mikey, hopefully Mikey's out by now. Maybe not. I don't know. But he kills it with the turtle photos nowadays. I know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes me happy in the toy community right now is the same thing that always makes me happy in this community: the welcoming people and their helpful nature. Not at all what I expected when I started taking photos. Pleasant surprise that continues to surprise me every day. Thanks again, and please let me know if there's anything else you need from me.
All right.
Amazing.
This has been a freaking. I've enjoyed myself thoroughly this evening, gentlemen.
I have two.
Me too. This morning.
Yeah. As you start your day, you start your day off with some smiles. This is all
Well,
good.
I mean,
I
it's
have
gonna
noticed
be
the light behind you get brighter and brighter from the sky.
Right.
it is gonna be morning in about 10 minutes for us guys. So
Oh.
Oh, our boy Diggs Figs go. Not enough puns happening in toy pics. I know. I gotta get back into my jokey pictures. Those are fun.
awesome. Well, I mean, that was a great top 10. Nice photos. Thanks everyone. And everyone in the chat. Like, you brought it. Oh, someone here?
Someone's here.
Yeah.
That's that the show is coming to an end.
The
And that was-
DHL order?
Got to 3 hours. There's a notification that goes off.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. True. Was like, oh, that's my 10 minutes to Chris is on until for 2 days. Fellas, this has been a lot of fun. Chat, thank you so much. If you again, we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully you got to learn, just have as much fun as we had this evening. If you were watching the replay, We appreciate you. You know, we're just saying it now, 3 hours in, but please hit that like button
Yeah,
if you enjoy what we've been doing here with the the partnership with the TPC and the YouTube and the community that we're all actively working at growing. Then let people know that we're doing this thing, and we're here every Wednesday.
And
we
if you
appreciate
are
you.
interested in that Edu diorama, keep an eye out for that.
Ooh.
What arrived? What is that?
These guys.
Nice. Oh my
There's
god.
100 of these.
We knew it was gonna be something Dio related. We all
There's 100 battery packs just arrived. It's like, what is it? Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the new Dio will be
Yeah.
up for pre-order this weekend.
Well, you know how it is, Will. You just tell me and you're on.
Awesome.
Oh man. And then where can people find you? So we know Instagram, 78 points of articulation.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's it.
yeah, do all the plugs.
That's it.
No, Lost Cause Collective, or
yeah, the Lost Cause Collective. Unfortunately, I can't make it because I have a commitment now on Sundays with work. So the guys, I think they're taking a little break right now.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's why I've been kind of like floating around.
All right. Well, hey,
You're
always welcome to join us here.
Mainly the gram.
All right.
I got no TikToks. I'm not on Facebook.
If you ever want to hang out on a Sunday evening, Monday morning, I don't know. We'll figure it out. 78. This is going to be the first, I hope, of many. Again, with the time different, but if we can swing it, man, you are.
This worked out
welcome.
perfectly, man.
Yeah.
This worked out perfectly. So.
Yeah, this was fantastic. I can't thank you enough for coming on and talking to us about your process, talking about how you come up with ideas, and the one thing that I take away from this is that you do it for the love of the art, for the craft, and you do it with fidelity, and you do it out of like the generosity of your heart to like make sure that the people around you are taken care of as well. So
yeah,
dude,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
it is. It's amazing. It's everything that the love that you put into it, the attention, all of the things. It's really special and awesome, and it's been great. Again, just like
thanks and
getting to know you all over all this time.
The three of you guys who created, through your show and your space here. I found you guys. I don't know how many months ago, half a year ago or so.
Yeah,
and I'm messing with you guys in the chat every week, so
we appreciate it, man.
We do appreciate
this place. You guys are open to things. The way you talk about things and approach things, I appreciate that as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
And it's
Really appreciate that.
you keep it cliches and all that. You keep it real. I'm just having my coffee, so my brain's just starting to kick in. So.
And this
Mine
is where Chris and I start to
Kicking
we
out.
get the smoke. Our wires are getting crossed.
Again, the smoke.
And thanks to the chat, thanks to a lot of the dudes, a lot of my buddies, my friends are in here. So shout out to that. Finding codenames Willflow, KJ, 88, a bunch of dudes in here. So
Yeah, man. Dark Side EMT actually said earlier in a comment that that the picture that they took with the Mirage Dio, they printed out, which is awesome. Wade Create, we are Banksy, buddy. Get lazed.
Get laced.
That's it.
Yimbo plugs.
Yes, sir.
Yimbo reviews everything on Sunday.
Yeah, so I had a fun episode last week with Simon Toast and Machu and J-Shot
J-Shot.
and
Frank
and 88 and my boy 88, of course.
Yeah, came out. Yeah.
No, that was a lot of fun. And then so it's currently booked for I think the 6th, but then I know he said something about this Friday. So in one of the next 2 Fridays, I'll be on Unparalleled Universe. That's going to be fun.
Nice.
So that'll be a cool little thing. It's set. We originally said the 6th, but then he mentioned on Tuesday, like, "Well, you come on Friday." I was like,
"He's not good with numbers."
No, so I think it's the 6th. I think I'm the 6th.
Like he always calls me 87 points. I was teasing about that shit. Like, I think you're slightly dyslexic, not in a just in a serious conversation. I'm like, wait, I think you're slightly dyslexic. Like every time you call me 87 points.
That's
well, I 78.
Well, I'm super stoked
I'll be
about
9
that.
years younger, man. I'll take that. I'll love to have my knees from 9 years ago, but
oh man. But other than that, Sunday we'll be streaming again, and all that good fun stuff. So yeah.
Awesome.
Peace out, dudes.
And Toy Talk, watch movie talk series, Clintastic, Unworthy, No Chewing, myself, maybe Cox Create, maybe definitely Toy Addicts, maybe Yimbo, maybe 78 Points of Articulation. Whoever wants to jump in and talk about Revenge of the Nerds this week. Check us out.
That was a big film when I was a kid, man.
I gotta watch it. I gotta go
Watched
back.
it so many times when I was younger.
Right?
Watched it a lot. Yeah, watched it a lot when I was young.
And also, next week we're gonna have 88 Figs and super action stuff as well.
Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah,
plugs.
yeah.
Yeah, we're continuing.
He's dope. He's killing it, man.
Yeah.
He's got his new product out. That
Mhm.
you know, someone mentioned bang for buck. Those accessory kits, you can't.
Comes with
beat
a
them,
lot.
man.
Yeah, super action
Like
stuff.
35 bucks or something like that. It is stacked.
That arcade cabinet I definitely want, and but yeah.
The things that sold me on it was the Wii and then the Oculus. I was like, oh, I could do something with those.
That's cool.
And the funny thing is, I was looking at both. I'm like, I wanted the second pack, but I want the red and blue Switch.
That's what I
Switch
did.
one.
I
So
chose
I'm
the
like, I
plastic
can't.
colors.
Switch, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
I want that Switch.
I want that Switch. I want
Yeah.
that Switch for my kids.
So with like it comes with all like the classic sports package as well.
Wow.
Kid Bash.
Oh, I love it.
It's awesome.
No.
And again, everyone in the chat, thanks so much for joining us. We had a lot of fun with all of you. All the comments were on point. All the jokes were on point. All the questions were on point. Again, 78, thank you very much, sir. Yimbo, always a pleasure. No Chewing, always a pleasure. And I bid you all a farewell and a good night.
Good night, my toy collectors, photographers, and more. We had some fun tonight, but we're out of pictures to explore. We thank you for your time. It was nothing but sublime. Though it's time to go to bed, don't be filled with dread, because next week we'll be right here. Your toy daddies will appear to bring you joy and laughter every night and here on after.